Okay. Can you hear me now? Okay, good. You can hear me. Why it's all like this, I'm not exactly sure, but whatever. Whatever, we're gonna go with it. Okay. We're gonna go with it. Okay. So, well, blow me down. So, guys, welcome back. I go by Zofia. This is Divinity Within Thee, where we take time to get in touch with the divine. Where did I put this? Ah, I'm attempting to go with the Palo Santo, but if you don't have a torch, a candle is a very good way. The problem is this candle, the wick is, the bottom of the wick is in here sideways. I don't know how to explain it. So it goes out quickly. Silly. Good enough. Dear universe, source creator, spirit guides, angels, ancestors. I ah ascended ascended masters, ancient deities, um, animals, elementals, archangels. Let's call on who have we been calling on? Archangel Michael, especially. Can we bring it down? The mantis, Anubis, right? That Mary Magdalene energy. Um, the Galactic Federation of Love, Light, and all of the high vibrational beings that are here to help assist the collective in the raising of our frequency, our love frequency, and consciousness. So mote it be. We actually ask that any hatred gets directly returned to us and removed from the senders in the form of abundance, right? In the form of abundance, that whichever that we need, right? Health, wealth, abundance, and love, but like actually in monetary abundance, right? These people keeping your name and collector's name up in their mouths. Let's make sure every time they drop our name, that's another dollar in our bank. So mote it be. Cha-ching. And any of these haters wishing any of the perpetrating black magic bullshit, let's just say return to sender. We don't need it. So mote it be. Yeah. Some people out here doing this weird death magic collective, and you guys just walked away from it. Maybe not even walked away from it. Like you're just like, yeah, yeah, yeah. You like skirted the whole thing, like skirt, skirt, skirt. You literally skirted all the drama. It's like they try to get you wrapped up, and they wanted you to be like this, and you're just like, oh my God, look at how beautiful the stars and the moon are. Look at this. Like for me, I went down and I sat at the ocean for a little bit tonight and looked at the moon or looked at the stars and the ocean, and that's where you guys are at. It's like you guys just like you walked away from it. You blocked it. You're just like, imagine if this wasn't a lantern, but it was like a hand, is kind of what they're showing me. Like, bye, Felicia. You guys are on this interesting energy of just, yeah, you guys have literally, um, like, conquered your shadows or made peace with your shadows or, like, conquered your troubles to some extent. Um, why is it looking like that? Hold on one second, guys. Maybe that's better. Let me see. I'm trying to see. It just looks so cloudy. Okay. So it's like you guys have really like stepped into your magician stage, right? You've conquered like your maybe lower aspects of self or something like this. And in that process, you've become this magician. You become in control of maybe even some of your powers, you know? Ciao. And yeah, and you guys, it's like with your powers, you may not even realize this. Hey, Anna. With your powers, you may not even realize this, but actually what's interesting is it's like maybe your magic is even um I know mine for sure is like walking karmatic justice, right? A partial part of my magic or my capacities is this, right? This like karmatic justice, right? And that's what's going on is like you guys, because how you're using your magic, it's like you're unlocking, okay, because you avoided this, because you evaded this bullshit, right? It's like now you're unlocking new levels, new devils. No, but yeah, but it's like you're unlocking more potential. And because, and the reason why, it's like the reason why you guys are getting so much farther ahead with your magic, with your life, with your justice, with whatever you're receiving, like people are trying to figure out, like, um, how? Like how does collective keep pulling out the stops? And the reality is because the way that you use your gifts or your magic is in a just way. Like you don't it's like I want to say you don't want to like hurt or harm anybody, but they gave me a hard no, like well they gave me a partial no on that. It's more like you understand where examples need to be set and where like justice comes into play. And even though you may not be the one like directly taking care of the justice, it's like your energy is that like you've gone in and honed the energy from walking away from all of this stuff, from being like, okay, death and rebirth to all of this stuff. And you're like, listen, I walked away from all of that. Now I'm here talking to the moon, wondering like, what comes next. And you're really, you guys went in, you did the work, and when you did that you really tapped into this higher magician. And because like it's like because you're kind, because you're just, because whatever your how you use your magic, how you use your energy, how you choose to treat people or deal with people or whatever this is, right? It's like it's been noticed. It's been noticed. And it's ultimately what's going to get you this bigger reward. It's like you're getting this upgrade, this 3 of Wands. It's like you're getting this spiritual upgrade, but it's not just a spiritual upgrade. It's like an upgrade on a bunch of levels, right? It's like an upgrade on your life. It's an upgrade on your spiritual being. Like this guy left somewhere, so probably moving somewhere, a new place. Um, being removed from certain things. It's like where maybe everybody was maybe talking shit or making your business everywhere else. It's like now people don't have access. They don't know, and they're upset because they want to have this access, but they can't. And it's like they're some of them are relentlessly trying to do magic or spell work or whatever, but it's just fucking clapping back hard. It's just coming right back at them because it's like they're like, what do they know? How do they know? Are they spying? Da, I am spy. Actually, my name is Natasha. I'm a Russian spy. And for a long time, it has taken me forever, I'm telling you, like, to get rid of this accent and to play normal with everybody to get to this point. Yeah? You wouldn't believe how hard it is to get rid of Russian accent. Let me clear my throat. So, anyways, it's like you guys are, they really think that you have some inside intel or that you're watching somebody or that like you must be connected some higher organization. Salam Fatina, sorry. Um, it's like they know that you have this. It's like they're like, how do you know? Like, who do you know? Do you know somebody in the justice? Do you know somebody in the police? Do you know like how do you know this? And they're really like they don't understand. And it's like you don't really know all of it, right? You don't really know all of it. It's like you just know that source has told you, like, it's cool, just do this and wait for your, wait for your ships are coming in. Just wait, like, just do the right thing, right? Do the right thing and do as you're guided and tell the truth, right? Speak the truth, tell the truth, right? Let the information come out. This is ultimately about the truth. Yeah. And that's where this passionate new beginning comes, is because it takes this strength. It takes this strength and it takes this truth and this inspiration. So you may have had a project, or you may have a project, or you may be excited to be starting a new project. And it may come based on your ability to tell the truth, like on your magic skills. Okay. You may be getting some type of you may be doing some type of secret. Okay. For some of you guys, it may be some type of like secret investigator, like could be for law or for like I was picking up on this before, like a psychic investigator or something like this. Yeah, where your truth, right? Where your skill, where your talent is going to like exponentially like it's like they've been testing it. They know that it's strong, and so the truth is um yeah, you guys are going to get, for some of you guys, okay, there's different things I'm picking up on here. For some, it's like the justice comes in because they've seen your actions, your kindness, like that in all of these times you could have been the lion, you could have eaten these bitten these people's heads off, and it's like you have enough knowledge, you have enough everything, you have enough reach, right? You may have interconnections, you may have capacities, you may be stronger than them as magicians, right? You may have the capacity to do to like throw any of these motherfuckers under a bus that they're never getting back up from, but you didn't. But you didn't. You're just like, oh yeah, 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 yeah. And they're like, what? They keep trying. They keep trying like humiliation rituals and all this stuff. And you guys are like, oh, I'm just going to keep telling the truth and I'm just going to keep spreading the good word. And like, whatever, bro. Like, you don't want to wake the beast. You guys are trying to poke to wake the beast. But if y'all wake the beast, it's going to fucking swallow you whole. And that's not, I don't think that's what you want. Like, that's what they think. But that's not what it is. And like for many of you guys, that can be where your guides are coming into play to balance out the fucking scales. They're just like, oh, you want to try to ruffle, you want to try to bring emotional discontentment, like you want to try to imbalance the scales. All right, we'll show you. We'll fucking show you. And they're like, all right, see this water? It's like these people now that try to do whatever against you, they're going to have some crazy emotional things. Um, I don't know about that. Faye, okay. I'll call you Faye. That's even better. Okay. Faye, sometimes you're scared to get angry with people because your angels are not playing. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you came here to do like some good deeds, it is what it is. Like they're it's like fuck around and find out. Like it's just a reality. Like I don't know any better, like, not that it needs to be a catchphrase or an understanding, but it's like people, it's really what it is, right? If you're chosen, if you're a light being, if you're here and you have this good, like, and it's like good witch, bad witch. It's like good cop, bad cop shit. This is the energy. It's like because you chose, even though all these people did all this stuff, even though these people try to take your life, even though they've been doing the most, what they didn't count on was the fact, right? This is scorpionic energy. They didn't count on the fact that you're just like, oh yeah, death is like fictitious, bro. We're infinite. So nobody dies. Nobody dies. Nobody dies. Energy never dies. It's infinite. It's eternal. You are eternal. Your meat sack, your container, your spaceship, just like your vehicle, eventually like has its breaking point, its limit, and it decays, but energy never dies. So we don't have to eat like this. You're saying like someone died of it. Like, bro, like people don't die. Meat sacks die because they have an expiration, just like when you go and buy fruit at the store, right? Like you can keep it maybe for like a week or so, but like if you try to keep it for like a month, like like maybe in the fridge, I don't know, but like if you try to extend the packaging, the shelf life of something, right? It doesn't work. Like it has its time. And so basically, uh, people make their um, people sign the contracts when they're supposed to entry and exit, right? You sign the contracts and you say, this is how I'm going out and this and that. The only people that need to worry are the people that are trying to do death magic and taking out people's lives, trying to destiny swap and do all this shit. I mean, you guys don't have to worry about it clearly because you fucking cut these people off. And yeah, you're right. Your ancestors are going ape shit on them and they're like, oh my God. It's like not only are they haunting them, but they're like laughing at them because you guys were like, no, I'm not doing more. Hey, Heidi. Hey, Vicky. God wouldn't delete a soul. Yeah, that could. It depends on what they've done. And that's what people aren't seeming to understand is what they're doing on a physical level. Like they're only thinking about the physical repercussions from a third density standpoint. They're actually not realizing that your soul is fucking infinite and that there is a higher level of spiritual court that is this hidden, unseen realm that people don't seem to see. And a lot of these people will be deleted. They will be not going to hell, they will be incinerated. Like, like in movies where it's like, oh, you got to double tap the zombie in the head like that. Like you got to chop the neck off or you got to put the silver in the whatever, the stake in the heart, like to make them, and then they like that. Like, I don't know. That's how they show me that there will be some people where their souls, it's like you can commit such heinous crimes that you don't understand because they're not happening in this realm, in this density. So unless you're like me and other people where you're like high level seer, right, where you're seeing and you can move through the different densities and see things past, present, future like much more clearly, then you would understand. But most people cannot conceptualize that this actually is. Because here's the thing, God is gracious, but God is not a doormat. And if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result or outcome, that's the definition of insanity. God isn't an idiot. God is love. Source is love, but sometimes love, for instance, let's just say, let's just put it on a lower scale level, right? Let's say you have like a cat or a dog, right? And they have a what do you call it? Let's say they have a litter, right? They have a litter. And now in that litter, either like the mother starts attacking the children, or there's one like evil one, right? That's killing or attacking the other ones. What would be if you were what would be the loving thing to do? Is it more loving to continue to give this thing that you keep giving the chance more chances? Or is it more loving to protect all of the actual loving ones? That we're talking about like cosmic karmic justice. And this is people knowing better, the wisdom. They had the wisdom. They chose. They made that action with the knowledge. See how the scales are imbalanced? And they knew that. And that's why I called on Anubis, right? Because that's what happens, right? When you go to the crossroads, when you go to the afterlife, right? You're gonna get, you're gonna meet either Hecate there, and she's either gonna bring this lantern and lead you back to the next life, or you're gonna go into like purgatory, into the sea of souls, or you're gonna be incinerated. I don't really believe in heaven and hell. It's just different levels. Everything is existing like in this realm, like a lot of what's going on earth. We're like in hellscape, as far as I'm concerned. We're like on the top level of hell, if you really want to break it down, right? We're like on the top level of hell and the bottom level of heaven. If you know, that's a good way to kind of look at it. But the reality is these people knew. They knew maybe like if these people oft like ancestors, parents, grandparents, something like this, and they knew it and they took something and they've been hiding it. They've been hiding some truth. They've been hiding something, and they're being harassed. They're being stalked. You know, they're having this issue. But the reality is for instance, if you've been given the time and time and time again, it's like uh, it's like the theory, right? It's like the theory. What would you do if let's say there was a train coming and they gave you the option, you know, one person was on the track and was going to die, but if you stop the train, you could save that one person, but the 50 people on the train die. Which choice do you make? It's called a natural order of things. So if naturally something is parasitic, if something is demonic and attacking and hurting, and that's what it does. They're taking people out, they're murdering people, they're succubusing, you know, they're not creating anything, they're not giving anything, they're not providing anything. They're taking. Then who do you save? Do you just let the dogs or the cats just like kill all of them because that's the order of nature? Or do you remove the problem? That's basically what God has done. They've removed and removed and and given chance after chance after chance after chance. And now it's basically like when they remove, they're not gonna move it somewhere else. They're gonna remove it completely. It's just basically like it's just a download that the guides give me, you know? It's just what it is. If people don't have love and they're not working towards this loving outcome, this new outcome, you know, they're going to be tortured, and that was their choice. Again, this is a choice. This was an action that was already made. The sword is down. If the sword was up, then it would still be up for negotiation. The sword is down. The choice has already been made. The scales are out of balance, which means when Anubis weighs your heart there, were you a good person or not? And it's going lifetime after lifetime after life, and that's what it is. In the beginning of the day and the end of the day, what type of person were you? What kind of heart did you have? And not just like, well, I did all of these good things for all of these people, but actually I was terrible to other people, you know? Like I could say that. I could say that about my fucking biological family, you know? They love like people with NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. Everything is about how they're perceived by other people, how they look, and they'll literally fucking run that game, that lie, um, to the ground and be like, "Oh, look how good I am, oh, blah, 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 blah." But literally will put a fucking hit out to have you murdered because they took your money, bro. Like they really like poison their own fucking parents to get money because they're lazy, because they've been spoiled their entire existence, because they had ponies and whatever they wanted, that when that was left to the next generation, because they had already gotten houses and cars and fucking ponies and things, everything they wanted, everything they wanted. That they were like, you don't deserve this. Do you understand? They took something, they made the active decision with the knowledge, and now they're being haunted by it. And many of these people will not get to reincarnate, will not get to continue their missions. And that's just part of what it is. Um, okay, well, um, the reality is, um, it's not about necessarily getting ready for the next life. It's like the way the way they've shown me, and I understand it, and I've seen it since my grandmother passed when I was 8, is kind of like it's like schools, levels of schools, like, you're just like like souls are just like learning and evolving because they just like they're infinite, right? And so they want to have different experiences, and they're trying to like boom, 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 leveling up, leveling up, leveling up. So generally when they incarnate here, it's about clearing some type of trauma, karma, past karma, trauma, or something like this. So when you incarnate, it takes a long time to be able to incarnate, but to come into this heavy density and to learn these lessons and experience the emotional state and then clear them is kind of why people incarnate here. But the reality is like there's so many other planets and places and all this other stuff. But generally, we move in little soul groups, like little soul family, star family, whatever. We move in little groups to different things to kind of and sometimes we'll keep reincarnating and showing back up in each other's lives in playing different characters. Maybe one time you were a brother, right? Like my cousin was definitely my brother in more lifetimes than not, 100%. More than any of my actual brother. I don't know. But anyways, it's like this type of energy. So the reality is some of us keep traveling with the soul family, and when you come here, you're basically like, yeah, these are the lessons I'm going to learn, right? I call Earth School a little bit like a cosmic community college, right? So it's like you sign up for the classes that you want, you pay, but you're not like like you choose to go or you choose not to go. You choose to take on as many classes as you want or not, right? Like it's not like a you choose. And that's kind of what happens when we come down to Earth School, right? We're like, okay, well, I'm going to clear this. I want to learn that. I want to experience this. I want to do that. I want to be born here and I want to die this way, something like this, right? And you choose, like, okay, I want to come under this star sign and this, whatever. So you can have these different experiences, right? Like, for instance, for me, I have a lot of Scorpio. So, Scorpios, generally people that are, incarnate in Scorpios, like they come to transmute like energy, life, change, because there's so much, right? It's that death and rebirth and death and rebirth and death and rebirth. So you can see a lot when you look at your astrology, kind of like what your life missions and things were or are that you're supposed to be doing. Also, like the south node will tell you what you accomplished in your last life, the north node will tell you where you're going, and then you can kind of like fill in the rest by looking in the center. But yeah, it's I just kind of figured that it's kind of like that. It's kind of like a community college, and so you're just like, okay, this is like, it's like an elective, it's like this is an interesting place, but it's also a little bit like a prison planet in a sense. So I think that it's not necessarily heaven like people think. I think that as you level up, as your consciousness levels up, as you become more connected to your soul and more connected to source, it's ascending, ascension. And so you're getting to higher levels. It's just new levels. But yeah, Some people have been here for a really long time. For me, I'm a very old soul. So, but I've been Earth Angel since like the end of the first or second root race. So I've seen before there was even like male, female, like I've gone back like straight Lucy style. It's crazy. And then to past planets and stuff like this. So, it's just really about the more we know. That's why I said this is about the new era, KNEW, because life is a series of remembrance. And the more that we can remember our actual mapping and makeup, right? The more work we do as far as that's concerned, the more we can ascend, the more we can tap into our soul's mission and our soul's journey. The correct answer to the fairy puzzle is to do nothing so there's no blood on your hands. Well, yes and no. Yes and no. Because if you assign it to somebody else, then the blood is still technically on your hands, right? Just like if you send a return to sender, even if the practitioner is doing it for somebody else, like it can still, well, it will still go back to the practitioner depending on who they're sending it to. If the practitioner's good, they're going to know better not to send it. But if they're dumb and they're just trying to make money, and then they may end up dead. And that's just how the cookie crumbles, I guess. Yeah. Make no mistake about that. No illusion in that. Someone's going to die. Some type of practitioner is going to end up dead because they've been trying to cause this confusion, or they haven't been trying to cause this confusion. They've been wearing some type of mask and they've been giving false information, not confusion, false information. They've been pretending to be a reader. Okay, so some of you guys, if you guys are out there being fake readers and you're just reiterating what people are saying and you're taking their content, number one, because I know I got a bunch of fucking copycats. If you're doing that, you have a death wish on your life because you're pretending to be someone else. Now, there's also people that are giving out actual false information, not confusing information like, oh, this is vague. It's like actual false information intentionally, like knowingly. Again, with the Queen of Swords, they're doing it. They're using their words as bad spells. And these people that are trying to cause confusion spells, it's not working, or illusion spells, or trying to send the death spells, they're going to end up dead. Yeah, their well is run out. They're going to have backfires. I saw this yesterday too, like almost like let's say these practitioners, like let's say people are like obsessed and they try to get them to go and do a reading on collective, right? And they're just like blah 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 blah, and they lie. They lie. It's like part of it is these people are trying to keep confusion, but they're lying. They're lying to these practitioners about what's going on. Again, if the practitioner was good, they would know that it was a lie. And also if the practitioner was good, they wouldn't be doing this towards somebody else's energy. Okay? Already you're dealing with somebody that does black magic, which means they're not trustworthy because they're willing to tap into other people's energy space. They're willing to send confusion spells, love spells, death spells, anything like that. They're evil. They're black magic. They're demonic in nature. They're allowing for spirits or entities, like when people are like, oh, great spirit, like no, no. Call in who the fuck it is. That's why I call in my specific guides, my specific ancestors, my specific archangels, right? Because the reality of it is I am having very specific channeling. I'm not just open to any spirit. That's a fucking shit. That's a shit. Don't do that. That's the worst thing you can do. Choose somebody and say directly, I would like your guidance, not just any floating spirits, great spirits guidance. No, be direct about who you're calling in to bring your clarity, because when you're like that and you're open and you're not specific with the order, then it's like, well, it's like McDonald's, like 100% all beef patties, like, well, it said it was 100% all beef. It's like, that's the name of the company. You're eating humans. Well, but it said, it's like, but you didn't do your research. So watch what you're fucking trying to channel, or who you're calling on, and who you're allowing to enter your vessel. Protection. Don't just let any fucking, Spiritual warfare is going on. Do not just call in for spirits. Bad idea. Um, hey, Mr. P. Blood Ritual Girl came back begging. You came in at the right time again. That's hilarious. I mean, maybe it's not. I was actually thinking about that today too, and I was like, why? I don't know why it came across my mind actually just to put it out there because it did come across my mind. So, yeah, the reason why they would do that is because like let's say they're sensing that you're disconnecting from them, right? So it's like they have to attach to somebody else because that's what I'm saying is like when people are open, when they're dabbling and they're doing these things, right? I think that they're more than dabbling because when you popped in, I didn't even see it, I just saw it was a little green thing. When you popped in, this popped out. So, yeah, it's like they're probably trying to give false information or working with readers or they're trying to deceive people or they're doing something like this. But when you're doing stuff like that, you've already been overtaken. You're letting other spirits or entities like drive your spaceship, right? Consider this our meat sack as our spaceship. And so it's like these people are letting other people already enter because they weren't specific and because they're calling it in and because then it's like, oh, we'll be with this person and now they're having, this sex ritual. So it's sex magic and blood ritual and they're doing and with doing that, they're basically now she's tied on to that person's energy. So now she's either siphoning or harvesting that person's energy to either use for her to gain more power or to use against other people. But also now that person is connected to whatever demonic entity that got her to do those things, you know? Like for me, um, if people want to do blood magic, you can do little like protection spells or something like this, you know? Like for me, I would use my menstruation blood like always to do protection spells around my area, like my home, like something like this. But I would never do some weird shit to a person. Like we already know, I don't do black magic, I don't do dark shit. Um, yeah. I once did a nightmare spell that actually went through. Well, why would you do that? Do I teach? Do I teach what? Hello, Shroom Guitar. Yeah, there's a higher level of judgment coming in because someone's trying to take love away. It's like they're either trying to siphon or harvest love, or they're trying to prevent somebody else from having it. And there's some serious judgment that's coming in. So, yeah, these people, yeah, it's like these people that are trying to give some type of reading like this. And again, it can be involved with his family, or your family can be involved with this. But the people that are trying to do it are not speaking the truth. They're not giving actual factual information. They're saying, I don't know, they're manipulating somebody. Yeah. They're manipulating to keep things in balance, to keep whatever. It's like I picked up on this earlier too. It's like they're trying to waste time, to distract time from this collection. Okay, this is an older man or an older being that somehow decided, okay, that um, I mean it could be a woman too, grandma, great grandma, something like this. Um, it could be that, for instance, this person, right? Let's say they, okay, see how he's really old, and this is like probably like the grandkid, not the kid or something, right? It's like, let's say the grandfather left something to the grandchild, right? And maybe even the dog or whatever, who knows, right? Or an animal or whatever, right? And these people are like, this is not fair. They're angry. They're over emotional about it. Yeah, they're defensive about it, like this isn't fair, this is out of balance and blah 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 blah. But the reality is the person who earned all of it, who made all of the wise business decisions or maybe shisty business decisions, we don't really know, right? They they made that decision. They said this is what they think is fair, regardless of what everybody else thinks. And now they're basically coming in as this strong legion of angels saying, it ain't fucking over until it's over because we decided this. This was a spiritual inheritance and a physical inheritance, and this is something that you can't take away. And so now it's like all of them, it's like all of these ancestors are over here now defending you. Well, they were trying to be defensive, saying that it's uneven. Now they're all defending you. And you get to chill out, collective, because you're like this. Because you've learned to tame the beast, the shadow. You've learned to not let people get you angered or upset. You've learned to be like, you know what? If you're gonna act like that, either you're inhibited by a demonic spirit, right? Or you're just a fucking asshole. Like nobody who kicks somebody when they're down, who attacks somebody when they're asking for help. Like, I'm sorry, but that's a demonic entity running, because source, if you're connected to source, or you're like, I pray and I, whatever, I'm connected. Like, no, you're not. If you're letting shit like that happen. Or for instance, let's say you tried to participate in a humiliation ritual, right? It's game over for you because you chose, instead of protecting your your friend or your partner or your family or whatever, you threw somebody under the bus. So you don't get this new world, you don't get this new start. Someone's losing something that's things that they love. So imagine if you try to do something to gain, to get paid, or to gain, or to fucking throw somebody under the bus in order to get yourself some type of clout or some type of cool kids crew or whatever bullshit this is. Just what I'm picking up on. Yeah, to get physical money. Like now these people, okay, for instance, someone was like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Oh, collective's not protected. Okay. They're not protected in the spiritual or the physical realm. They're mentally disturbed. They're sick. They're mentally disturbed. What's going to happen now is it's going to come back. And this person that tried to collect money to try to smear campaign or to try to take out or to try to humiliation ritual or to try to continue a narrative that collective is mentally unstable or something like that, these people are going to end up probably strapped down and in a mental institution. They're going to go ape shit. This is big action. And it's not starting over. And this is because someone tried to take something. Either they took something physically from somebody, from a earth sign, or like accepted some type of payment or some type of payout, or they did it. They were coached to do it for some type of payout, and it didn't work out. Didn't work out. But it's about to work out and it's about to come back to them. And these people are going to end up, whatever they said against these earth angels, against these collectives, against whatever, is going to be their punishment tenfold in return. So watch out. Watch out now. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Teaching readings or protection or spiritual advice, things like that. Yeah, yeah. Of course. It's just I'm just trying to wait for all this shit to be done and for the more of the shit to be sorted. I need to get a new device in order to do that because right now that just like everything is, they're still hacked into the different walls and all this other stuff, because they're trying to see what I'm doing. They're trying to like they can't understand, right? They're like, nobody can just consistently have nothing and keep winning and just showing up after we do all the shitty things to them. And I'm just like, this is like a cakewalk compared to what I grew up with. What? Oh, I just get to go for like nice little drives and like take naps and cuddle with my cat, bro, and like eat and sleep whenever I want. That's tight. Like, bro, it's tight. I'm cool. I'm cool, like I mean, this is the energy. So when I sort this out, like, yes, I want to start. Um, I actually constructed last year, about this time last year, 2 or 3 courses that I was going to do, and then that's when they started basically blocking me. And just to put it out there, if anybody is trying to PayPal or do part of this $5 reading raffle, it is a $5 or €5. So $2 or $3 or whatever doesn't work. You need to go to the information box. And in the information box, there is another link. You may have to copy it because they're blocking the highlight capability somehow, even though it's highlighted every time I copy it in there, but on here it's not. Just like I don't have the super chat or the super thanks or the hype button. So yeah, I gotta probably get like a whole new device and probably move everybody potentially over to another channel or something. I don't really know. We're gonna see what happens. But yeah, I did do a couple courses. I was creating a tarot course, like a entry to tarot course. Well, I've actually had that. I was just trying to get more than like 1 or 2 people to do it at once because it's so much information. So it's like, the first time I tried to do that, then like people wanted to come in or they weren't, it was too much. It's like it's too much information and I want to keep going back on it. So people have to actually show up in order to learn. But I had 2 other courses that I was creating, which was the like conscious collective, like stepping into like a divine masculine role, right? Like how we're balancing out the masculine and feminine aspects. And then the other one was shadow dancing. Okay. And the shadow dancing was an interesting course. And basically it's just teaching people a little bit how to work with their um, work with their shadow aspects, because I think a lot of times people are like, oh, well, these are my demons. And they demonize their demons instead of understanding like your shadows and these aspects of you are just another part of an aspect of you. So to make friends with them, right? To learn how to dance with them or to dress them up or whatever it is, like sometimes you just got to let them do their thing, right? Like, and I don't mean like to hurt other people, but if you suppress it forever, and you're not comfortable, like you got to become comfortable with your shadow. You got to become comfortable, like when you dive into the shadow, right? You will find the light, right? Because it's the only thing that's going to come up in the darkness, if that makes kind of sense. Um but yeah, that is the whole thing. But they wrote the tablet and a lot of the stuff is there and on the computer, and they did something to the computer. So I need to get the devices fixed, but I haven't done it because they're still tapped in everything. So I just feel like, um, you know, I don't know. I just feel like baby steps. But yeah, they're just, it would be a lot easier for me to just have a course. I'm working on I want to create like a whole little reset retreat, which will be like a 30-day thing, not like a week, but like a full reset, because you need 21 days to unlearn and to learn new habits. And you also need like 21 to 30 days to do somatic body work to release a lot of the trauma and stuff that's in your actual body that we hold stored. um and yeah, also just to change, like to get out, to be in a different environment, also to be eating healthy, living organic things. So um but yeah, I've been working on this for a long time, and that's why every time motherfuckers be trying to pull the rug out from under. But we're gonna wait, they ain't gonna do that anymore. That's past shit. Okay, that's past shit. We too strong for that now. So thanks for giving 65-year-old Virgo some hope in a decades-old spiritual war, align against entitled authorities. Much love. Yeah, bro. Like this is thank you for sharing this, because this is what's going on, right? The more that we're tapping into this and we're understanding this, the more we're going to see the micro and the macro. It's not about us trying to wake everybody up. It's about us understanding that some of us aren't actually crazy, that we're just experiencing, that we're just more sensitive, or we're more magical, and we're just experiencing different levels of spiritual warfare. And the people that aren't experiencing the spiritual warfare are basically low level, like they're preschool, kindergarten level, or they're NPCs, or they're maybe draconian or reptilian in nature, right? Like they're very low frequency. If they're not experiencing the spiritual warfare, and they're thinking it's some type of schizophrenia or psychosis or some type of fucking drugs or something else, like it just shows you their level of consciousness is like basement, you know? Um, but whatever, I'm not judging, right? Everybody's on their own journey. You got to respect everybody's own journey. But yeah, um, and that's what's going on, is like these the authorities and these other people, it's like everything is having to come out, the truth is having to come out, accountability is having to come out, and like whatever, maybe it just takes a few people to go first. You know I talk about, I think, what's his name, Goddard. I learned a lot when I was probably like a teen, yeah, when I was like a teen, like 20s, early 20s, something like this. I learned a lot from Neville Goddard. He's like this really old guy, but he, I mean, already passed, but um, he had this saying: if you can conceive it and believe it, then you can achieve it. And he teaches people um, kind of about like how manifestation actually really works. And when there's let's say two or more people, three or more people that are holding that same vision, that same outcome, that want that, then the rate at which it can manifest and become like manifest is like, man, it's manifesting, it's coming into physical form, right? So it becomes more of our reality. So the less that people are participating in these old ways, the old patriarchy and all this shit, right? The less people that are feeding in to the misogyny and protecting and enabling this shit, the better we are, because more of us are aligned with this more utopian future of, we're having alive things, and we're healing, and we're teaching each other, and we're learning, and we're growing, and we're expanding. And so I think part of it is when we sometimes when we if I can conceive it and believe it, then I can achieve it. But if I have the ability to allow others to think about it and then conceive it and believe it, and my heart is in the right space, I'm not trying to get them to believe some type of fucking scripture or doctrine that, I'm fabricating, or that is getting me more money or power or whatever, like it's just, it's not why I do it, right? It's not why. But the reality is a lot of these higher ups, it is why they do it. It's 100% why they do it, because that's what they feed off of. And so when enough of us are like, wait a second, actually, we're all on board, and and that's what's happening, is collectively, like the more that we're waking it up and sitting with it, like having it sit like this head to heart coherence, where it's in alignment, then the collective conscious, because the more that we're becoming conscious, the collective conscious starts to pick up on it. And you're like, oh man, this, like I see this, I'm like, wow, like I'll start going through, and then I'll be like, oh, this other reader, and they'll be talking about the same thing. Like a couple days ago, I was talking about this whole MIB experience and all this weird stuff. And I was like, really, it was really coming through. And then I went, and there's like a couple different people that I follow. And this other girl, Moon, she's super awesome, from Australia. Shout out to Moon. She makes cool music too. Um, she was like, I don't know why this is coming through again. The MIB are back and like all this shit. And I was like, dude, like, and I was like, when did she make this video? And I literally saw like she posted that video maybe 5 hours before I started my feed. And then I did my feed for like 3 hours. And so it's like, it just is, it becomes so strong in the collective conscious, that where the before the collective conscious was the collective unconscious, and they were keeping us in this zombie state. But now we're all like, wait a second, we see freaks, we see the pedos, we see that we don't want to we don't want to continue to see this in our future, in our reality. And because we're saying very clearly and we're stating it like with our being and the intention of protecting the children and creating this new whatever, and we believe like in this beautiful peace and like world peace and children being safe and women being able to, go around without being whatever. The more people that are like, yeah, I feel it. Look, it gives me goosebumps. Yeah, I feel it. Yeah, I feel it in my being. Now they're conceiving it and they're believing it. And so it's being achieved on this monumental global capacity. And yeah, basically that's what's going on. So if you guys but yeah, it's because you're not just here listening to me, you're actually feeling it in your being, and your being is resonating with it. Your soul is resonating with it. That's why I call it the new era, KNEW. We're remembering. We knew it already. It's not new like brand new. It's something that we've known, something that we knew before, and we're like, why does this seem so aligned? Like, that's crazy. It's like, I've felt this before. It's like, I always knew this, but all of a sudden someone's putting it into words, or someone's, expressing it into art, or I'm seeing it happen, because that's how powerful it is. That's literally how powerful it is just the awareness, right? This is quantum physics, quantum mechanics is the observing something. So once we've observed it and we're like, whoa, okay, what's the contrast? We do or we don't like this. We are or we aren't on board with it. And that's kind of where we're at as a collective. Perhaps it's better that you don't have super chats because that money didn't go for an artist. Either it's a 5 to 10% the artist gets, or nothing. Oh, really? YouTube keeps it for itself. Well, then maybe that's why I don't have it, because I'm like, I don't fucking concur with anybody collecting on my shit. I'm hearing Prince. All seven, and we'll watch them fall. No, stand in the way of love, and we will watch them fall. He's talking about it's called Revolution 7. And it's like, so when I really was like getting a lot of downloads last year, and the reason why I say this is because this is like, Prince is like, nah, I'm the owner, I am the copyright, I am the owner, like I'm not letting someone else collect off of me. But they're already doing it, right? They're already doing it because they're hacking through the infrastructure and they're reusing it and making other things, and it's going outwards, right? So someone's doing it, and it's someone that works for YouTube, because they were hacking the system for a long time. And even when people would report, and even when I would block, they kept showing back up and back up and back up. So it's someone that has enough a capacity, because I don't really feel like a real hacker would have a problem with me, because like, it's more of like someone that's jealous or envious, or someone that's attacking. It's all it's I don't know. But anyways, yeah, maybe it is good like that. Like, that's why I try to do it like this. But also a note, like, if you guys aren't sending a PayPal to where it says PayPal /Zoe ZOW, right? If you're sending it to the other PayPal, that's already hacked. And I don't know how you're getting it, if you're just using the email, but the email is for sending an email. That's why the PayPal is the PayPal me link. So I see people are sending, like, they're trying to ask questions and stuff over there. I see it pop up on the screen, but then I can't access it. So someone else is accessing that, and it's not me, just as a heads up, people. Thank you for that. Also, thank you for the heads up, Anna. Yeah, that's why I just need to start like my whole own whatever. What if your shadow is dark? Everybody's shadow is dark. 21 days to break and start forming new habit, to form a new habit. Many artists have the problem lately. Yeah, probably because they're fucking taking our content and putting it out like with different. I actually, it was so hard for me to report it. I was like, I went to this reading today and I was like, this, like, I heard the audio and it was like just somebody's hands or whatever pulling cards. And I heard the audio and I was like, wait, this is another reader that I watched before. I was like, because I'm listening to the story. And as she's talking about the cards that are there, the cards aren't matching like what she's saying in the cards. So of course I had to report it just because it's like that's what I hope people will do if they hear my messages being reiterated somewhere else, whether it's in the same voice or a computer voice or not, doesn't matter. But this is my biggest problem with AI, to be honest, because it's eliminating artists, it's eliminating creators, and people are like, whatever, it's making it easy for people to create. No, it's making it easy for the non-creative, lazy people to create because they're not creating, they're stealing and just putting a new face or changing something or changing the voice or whatever. And that's bullshit. Like, if you can't do it in real life, then fuck off. That's how I feel. Is it 21 days to release love? Um, 21 days to form a new habit. Okay. Um, for your body, your nervous system, everything to integrate. It's about 21 days. And then it's 5 to 7 days for your body and your nervous system to kind of just regulate, like when you go into a different place, like if you get on a plane or whatever. Like, that's why it's like people that do like a 1 week or 2 week vacation is crazy. Like, and that's why they don't feel rested after their vacation because it takes your body literally 5 to 7 days. So you really need to actually be able to take that 30 days legitimately. That's why it's like the first 7 days is just acclimating to the new surrounding, to the new environment, and things like this. And then 21 days to really be on changing it. So for you, Heidi, um, every day you can do something like, for instance, um, if you to release love. So instead of releasing the love, well, instead of just saying you release the love, like for 21 days straight, you can do like a little prayer, a little spell, and basically say, make something up that feels in tune. Ask your guides to help you. They'll give you a little tune in, but say, um, I'm ready to release this old love, this pain, this past hurt. And I'm open and ready or I'm ready um, to release the pain, but to allow my heart to stay open and soft, to be able to receive new love. Or, basically like, like whatever you're feeling, like take this pain and transmute it into pleasure, take this pain and transmute it back into love towards myself, and then do something every day for 21 days, minimally, that is giving yourself self love, right? Because now you're not, to release it is a choice. So you could also just make a mantra every day also, which is like, today I choose to release anything toxic, anything negative, any past loves, any past things that are no longer serving me, so mote it be. And you can do that. And, it's sometimes it's like people think like spells and rituals and things have to be super complicated, like mantras and just kind of doing it, like stating what it is goes a really long way. Many artists have the problem. You heard that artist was paid from her fans $50 and she didn't get that money at all. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's better to pay PayPal because I have a card and I don't have to go through all these accounts that they have blocked and all this other dumb shit. Before I used to have lots of other ways. Before I used to have a Cash App and a Venmo and a PayPal and I had like 5 or 6 different ways that people could pay me, but and they're all connected to the accounts and all this other shit. And some things they don't allow in Indonesia, which is also a problem. But yeah. little bits at a time, right? Little bits at a time. Many artists nowadays to be preferred. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. What is this? Oh wait, no, I don't want to. I don't want to block you. I want to read your message. I don't know why I read your message because that's rude. So I'm going to remove you. And actually, you guys, if you guys report people, oh, I don't know if you can report them. If you report people, it removes them faster from my channel. You are so gifted. Wow. Again, thank you, Archie. Thank you for your energy. So let's turn into this, because it's really we're all doing it together. We're all in this together, right? And we're choosing. We're choosing to either offer our cup of love. We're choosing to either go towards love or to stay in the illusion or the disillusionment of this fucking megalomaniac pedophilia hellscape. Like I choose love. I choose love. Some people choose violence. That's why someone said some weird shit and I was like, listen, people think that I'm this and I'm that and I get intense or whatever. And I was like, they haven't wait they like nobody's even seen me mad or fucking angry. Like nobody's even seen me lose my shit. They may have seen me get upset a little bit, but it's like you keep calling names, right? You keep spelling for the bitch or the beast to awake, and it's gonna fucking bite your head off. Like it's gonna eat you whole because you have no idea. And many of us, yeah. And this is what happens, right? Like what you were saying. What if your shadow is really dark? Like I'm the angel of death, right? I'm an earth angel, but like I spend a lot of time like because channeling Lilith and all these other Hecate and all of these other Anubis and Isis and all of this stuff, it means I've had the energy to go to exist in under and over realms, right? And a lot of people might consider for instance Lilith, even though she's like high level angel, right? They may consider her like demonic in nature or like a succubus or whatever. That was a lot of bullshit that they put on her. But it's just because she went down and she was working with these things. But she does have the capacity within her to tap that darkness. And sometimes let's say you're working with the secret service or something, right? Let's say you're doing something a little more hidden. That means you're gonna have to blend in. You're gonna have to drink maybe drink what they're drinking or smoke what they're smoking, or you know what I'm saying? Like you may have to do that because otherwise your cover may have gotten blowing. Imagine that. But that's kind of what it is. It's like almost like what I'm picking up on, you guys, is like it's like the universe has had us chosen ones, has had collective as this like angelic secret agents, right? Secret agents of the light is kind of what it's saying. And see this skull down here? It's like that's what it is, right? We have to understand that the darkness, yes, it is our a capacity, like just like when people talk about biblical shit, just like when they were selling and doing all this stuff in front of the temple, and our buddy Yeshua was like, like this isn't, he started flipping out. He straight flipped the fuck out. He straight cracked whips. He straight beat people. And everybody's like, oh, well, he's so shanty and he would never, bro, he was a man. And he was like, listen, God said, what you're doing is wrong. You are desecrating what is sacred, what God has given to you as a gift. And you are trying to suck the life force out of it and sell it for money, sell it for profit. Even at this fucking sacred space, even at the temple. Ooh. And that's basically what's going on. It's almost like this is what I'm picking up. Is like that spirit is like basically like you guys are the collectives, like these spiritual light warriors, right? It's like you're keeping the light was within. It's always been within us, but it's like all of a sudden it's activated, and now this is like that Hecate. energy, right? Where she's like, she's bringing them from the underworld. It's like at the crossroads. She's the crossroads, right? And at the crossroads, it's like she's deciding, are you good? Have you been naughty? Or have you been nice? The same like Anubis energy. Same. Lilith is kind of the same, right? She went down to the depths to bring the people back up. And that's kind of what it is. Can you hurt people with your words very deeply? I mean, you can, because you're creating a reality, right? You're the artist. To answer your question, the card came right up. Words are spells. That's why it's called spelling. But the thing is it's not just the words. It's the energetic intention. So for instance, if I was really like what's something that I can say that I would use as like, that's like a spell that okay. So I say this all the time, right? The people that illegally, that drugged, that raped, that published, right? That are selling any type of, sex trafficking, my body, other people's body, anybody that's doing stuff like that, right? So let me explain to you. I will say, I cast a spell that I will have I will chop their dicks off and have them in jars as trophies. Now, make no mistake, words are spells, and I am spelling that, and that will become a reality. Not because I'm evil and heinous, but because there needs to be an example made. There needs to be an example set. And do you think if a whole group of men get their fucking wankers chopped off, that any of the rest of the men are gonna ever be trying to participate in some shit like that again? What do you think the chances of that are? Oh yeah, hard no, right? The guys are like, fuck no, as a whole like body testing, muscle testing. No. So yes, you can, but my intent isn't of ill will. My intent isn't to hurt or harm them. My intent is to create a message so no more women or children are harmed or raped. Right? It's like, do you want to be eradicated or demasculated? Well, that's not fair. Like, that's not fair. That's crazy, because you ruined that child's life. You ruined that woman's life. You did that even more, and you can never take that back. There's no sorry that can take that trauma out of that body. That's years of fucking work. So what is the repercussion? Because a boundary or a limit or a law or whatever without a repercussion or a consequence is only a suggestion. And what do people do with suggestions? In one ear and out the other. They don't care. A suggestion is like a fart in the wind. May stink for a minute, but gone. You know? It's not my karma. That's their karma. My job here as an earth angel, as a transmutative, as the angel of death, the energy of that is either people can hang themselves or they can transmute. Everybody was given the choice. Everybody has the knowledge. It is everybody's free will. It's not my karma. It doesn't come back to me as karma. They did that. It's considered sex trafficking, human trafficking, sexual assault, rape. So is it my karma to find the perpetrator and say, clearly, you're not good. That's a weapon. Now you've used that as a weapon and you've harmed other people and you've ruined people's lives. You put that on the internet. You created a fake profile. You created a fake thing. You were fucking other people and making it like me. You deprivated my character. You told everybody I'm a fucking whore and a sex worker. No, I have no fucking karma. They have fucking karma. And like I said, I will have every one of their dicks in a fucking jar. Make no mistake about it. Heed my fucking warning. Because my intention wasn't to hurt them first. My intention isn't hurting them because they hurt me. My intention is karmatic justice. So I can call that in because I work directly with the big men, with the big ones. They'd tell me, they'd be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't be saying that. Do I get karma for that? No, bro. No. It's their karma. I don't get it's like let's say someone kicks somebody in the ass and then the next thing you know they slip or they get kicked in the ass or they get kicked in the face. I don't have to be the one that does it. It will come right back to them. In this case, all the people that went out of their way to attack me knowingly to film me, to record me, or to pretend to be me and to create this shit, or to drug me and rape me and put it on the fucking internet? No. I'm sorry, not sorry. I will have every fucking one of those cocks in a fucking jar on a trophy wall. I'll make it a fucking live stream, bro. Not on here probably, but like I'm pretty sure if we took a global vote, people would rather see people doing that type of shit get a consequence than they would rather see people bombing and going to war and executing and raping children and women. Yes or no? What's better? Again, you maybe came in. No, you've been here since the beginning. Would you pull the stop and kill everybody on the train for that one person? Or do you save the whole rest of everybody else and take out that one person? If they have done it and it's a pattern and it's conclusive, then there has to be a consequence. Period. Period. It's just the law of correspondence, the law of attraction. It's just what it is. I'm not the one who made it up. I'm just the one speaking the spell to say, this is what it's going to be. You should have fucking thought about that before you said, we're going to give you some bad karma, but you aren't giving bad karma. You are doing vicious, malicious, misogynistic, life-altering shit to somebody. That wasn't you working through the divine. That wasn't karma working. That was somebody being a cock-sucking motherfucker. Jealous because they couldn't get it. So they had to drug and rape somebody. They had to make a fake fucking thing and act like they did. And make it look like they were fucking running everybody. No. No. Absolutely not. There's zero, there's zero, like, I don't get any, I don't receive any karma back for that. If I was like, I'm gonna be angry. No, I'm really angry. And I'm like, I hate every man and I want to chop off every man's dick. That would be a little bit different. This is literally, and I think if we took a global test, I think a lot of women that had the same. So anyways, as I was saying before they love to cut me off, I would like to take a global poll to any women, any children, any men even that have had that same situation happen to them and ask them if given the chance, would they want to chop off their perpetrator's cock? Would that bring some type of solace to the traumatization that they were put through that against their own will? Let's see. Let's take a global poll. Because the reality is we're not going to go around graping them back. We're not going to go around hurting other children, but the people that are the bad people need to have something happen. So either you're prosecuted and executed, or you're prosecuted with a cock chop. That's just how I feel. And that's just how I feel. So yeah. Yeah, Crystal Nexus, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to be like, um, you know, I'm not trying to be some other type of way. Yeah, of course. And on top of that, these people made all of these fucking fake deep fakes and or recorded me with my partners or whatever, and have been publishing shit, and then made fake, had people basically cosplaying as me, making me look like I'm a fucking prostitute and a whore. So yeah, no, they've done the fucking most. So again, I will have every one of their fucking cocks in jars. I will have a trophy wall. Trust me. Make no mistake. Heed my fucking warning. And I said it many times before that. Exactly. Exactly, Elijah. You take out the one person. It's like, and that's what's going on. Do you eliminate the parasite? Do you remove the tumor or the cancer before it fucking overcomes the whole host? That's what we're going. This is what's happening. We're in the spiritual warfare. So these people that are attacking light beings to try to deprivate their character, to try to break them down, to try to do humiliation rituals, to try to attack light beings, light warriors that were chosen by God to bring in the new era and the new world, to bring love and light, to raise the consciousness, and these people are attacking and killing and doing the most. God is like, bro, don't pray to me, because I ain't gonna fucking save you. That's where God is at. Check that out. God is compassionate and God is love. But when they see that people are just that fucking evil, that they're willing to sacrifice children and other people and weird shit like that, that they're willing to lie, that they're willing to fabricate the mere reality, they're creating bad spells. They're bad witches, bad warlocks, bad wizards. That's just what it is. Like, what was it in Harry Potter, right? Wasn't like Snipe or whatever? Like, was he necessarily a bad person? Not necessarily, but once the demon was attached to him, he was no longer in control. He was being controlled by that thing that was attaching onto him. And that's basically exactly what's fucking happening in real time with the spiritual warfare that's going on. The only difference is we can't physically, unless you're a seer or, a psychic, or you have capacities, you know, um, clairvoyance or clairsentience, or like, unless you can really tap into that, you're not going to actually see that on the person. You're just going to start seeing little things, right? Like your friend trying to like passing over lies, or your friend being like, oh, well, clearly you're not well, or or participating, taking pay to try to do humiliation rituals. Like, you already know that they've already been overrun. They already have a demonic attachment that is getting them to do that, because if they were operating in the space of, they were in control and they were tapped into their light, they wouldn't be attacking other light beings. It goes against code. Just like in the military, they take the oath to not participate in missions that go against their oath. It's like that. So if people are choosing to go against earth angels and chosen ones, God will rip their fucking wings right off of them, because they've forfeited their wings, because they've allowed a demonic vampiric entity to take over. And so, yeah, did they have to kill him? He's like, but that's my fucking, he's like, bro, but if you don't kill the host, that thing keeps going. And then what happened? Even when they killed the host, the thing fucking flew away again or whatever, right? And found a new fucking host to go on to. That's exactly what happens. It's literally not fucking fantasy. It's reality. We're just not, we can't see it the same, right? We can't see it the same. When you on 2026, you watch your soul leave your body and you were pulled to 3 orbs within their hands, reaching out to you. That's very cool. One of them spoke to me and told you that you were on a mission. Yes. Oh, look, I get goosebumps. They did the same thing to me many times. I've had so many near-death experiences because people keep trying to kill me. I've been being gang stalked my entire fucking life. Literally, it's exhausting. And they've just been trying to take me out since day one. So, also I think that people did rituals and sacrifice, sacrifice me as a child because they knew that I would come in this, and so they've been harvesting that energy and siphoning that energy for extreme amount of time, and the more that they can harvest. So imagine it like this: they get more of the adrenochrome, the blood, like all of this stuff when it's traumatized, when it feeds them. They get younger. They can tap in, have more control over more physical beings and physical entities. It's weird, but yeah. So the reality is many times in these near death experiences, they do the same thing. You see this, and you're like blah 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 blah, and they're like, "Whoa, bro, go back." And it's almost like a hand that you think is like reaching out to you, but it's almost like you're healed. Like, go back. Like you have a mission. You have a mission. Like, sorry, it's not your time. And I've even been like, guys, I'm really tired. Like, I don't want to, no, I don't want to do this. Like, I'm tired of being broken. I'm tired of being this. I'm tired of all of these crazy things, right? I'm exhausted by it. And they're just like, beep. No, no, no. You have a really important job. You're gonna have to go back because this is what you signed up for. And yeah, you the captain. So we got to put you back in, captain. So yeah, but that's very cool. That's very cool, Crystal. Everything you experienced since then has proven the statement. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying, right? Like, uh, and you're gonna see that even though when people try to do weird things, it's like there'll just be like some weird thing that comes in, and it's like you're divinely fucking protected. I'm not saying that I can't die. I'm just saying, oh, like, like many people have given it a go, even whole groups of people. Like, how many wankers does it take to wank a chosen one? I don't know. It hasn't happened yet. It's kind of like that. Give them the chance. Hell yeah, chop it up. I mean, like, I'm trying to create solutions. This is a solution to teach people. It's a solution to teach people, like, there has to be a consequence. And are we gonna chop off every fucking cock along the way? No, I don't think so. But to be like, listen, this is a potential punishment. Like, if dudes thought that whatever they were doing was gonna potentially get their member or their whatever chopped off, I bet you it would fucking change the way of the world. I bet you there would be a lot more critical thinking. There would be a lot less thinking with the lower head and a lot more thinking with the upper head. Guaranteed. But because we've been under this patriarchal, boys will be boys, like, because we've let that, no, predators will be predators, just didn't sound good. Or what was that? What I posted a meme that I shared. Predators will remain protected. Doesn't sound good as boys will be boys. Because the only thing it's protecting is them. And we are the source of creation. So we got to change what's being protected: the children, the women, the planet. And I'm not saying men rinse, but I very well could. And they were downloading me with that. All the feminine energy rising and the planet itself was very yeah, Heidi, they were extremely jealous. Extremely jealous. Um Publicly exposed their worst fear. Yeah. But for me, I'm like, I don't care. Like, I mean, I do care. It's fucking insulting and it's whatever. But I know that my name, like my guides are like, you will be vindicated. It will be solved. And I just combated it with a spell, right? I combated it with a spell. These are the type of spells I like to do. Anybody that keeps watching, sharing, has opened it, has accessed it, or anything like that, against anybody that has been wronged like that, there will be a computer virus that will fry out their devices on which they are watching it, downloading it, sharing it, creating it. So mote it be. You guys with me on that? Like, boom, 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 boom. So we'll just eliminate it. It will just be eradicated. Don't worry, I can eradicate it without having to whatever. But in the meantime, I'm just like, haha, that's funny. You probably try to give me bad publicity, and all it did is like get a bunch of people really interested in who this person is. And then when they come and they're like, who is this person? Oh, you're not a skanky slut whore. No, never have been, never will be. A freak for sure, but it takes it takes effort, energy, and connection. And never have I and never will I sell myself or my temple for fucking money. Period. State that fact. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. Yeah. So we're gonna move away from that. We're gonna move away from that. You've been attacked and resurrected since you were a small child. Yes. Are you able to see the entity? Maybe if you're sitting in front of me. What do you mean? Are you able to see the entity? If someone has an entity, oh, I can see. Yes, I can see. I can feel. I can feel more stronger than anything. I used to have very, very, very strong sight, but they try to block my third eye, and so like the way that my guides, like, we kind of, it's almost like, how bats use like sonar, how they're blind as a bat, but they're using sonar and they can really like elaborately map everything. Imagine it's kind of like that. So I can feel the energy, and then I can see into it, and I can be like, oh, whoa. And so they'll yeah, it's a lot, but yeah. But I can just also tell. I can tell now by what's going on. I can tell by the way people are responding, by their energy. Like, I can tell even if I don't see their energy or hear their shit, like, I can literally pick up on it. I'm like, "What? Who's out here? Like, who is out here trying to do smear campaigns that was my friend, and why?" And why would they be doing it? Because I've never done anything wrong to anybody. I've done nothing but be loving, supportive, and giving to everybody my entire life. I've even dropped my shit to help everybody every fucking time. I've never harmed anybody else. So for anybody to be acting like that to me means either someone else is hacked, I don't know. When I feel that energy coming at me, I don't even have to have a conversation with that person to already know that their energy is trash. Does it mean their energy will always be trash? No. Does it mean their energy has always been trash? No. It just means they're overtaken. So you're still a small adult. 4'8". Yeah, yeah, yeah. But your spirit guides will kick the ass for me. The guy that stole your virginity forcefully can't put the bottle down. If I did that to a 13-year-old child. And that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm fucking saying. Right? Because how old are you now? Yeah, you wouldn't be able to sleep at night because you're a light being. Because the to get pleasure, power, money, to hurt or traumatize something or somebody else is demonic in nature. And that's why you're like, I wouldn't be able to yeah, I wouldn't be able to do it because it's demonic in nature. I can speak the truth because that's my job. I'm a channeler, so I have to say whatever I have to say. That's it. Like that's my job. Okay? So don't take it personally. If you guys need a book recommendation, Don Miguel Ruiz, The Four Agreements. Okay? Always be impeccable with your words. Always. Never take anything personally. Always do your best, and never make assumptions. Never make assumptions, and always do your best. Right? Everything leads back to those four agreements. Just check yourself on those four agreements. Is someone making an assumption? If someone's trying to talk about what I'm doing, or that I'm this or that I'm that, they're making an assumption because they didn't actually talk to me. If they're believing these videos or auditorials or whatever that other people are producing using AI, then they're again making an assumption. So, and this is another way, people that use a lot of AI, okay? Draconian is the AI is dark draconian order. Period. Period. There is no whatever. Okay? You want to use something good? Ecosia, they have an AI on the search engine. Use Ecosia, Ecosia. They plant fucking trees. They don't suck water with their data, like their eco AI. But the rest of the AI, the majority of the AI is draconian dark order, overlord shit. So if people are consistently playing with the AI, they will come through. The entity can hop by just you being like, well, I don't really care what you say. I don't really care that AI is destroying the planet and killing artist jobs. Even though I'm an artist, I'm going to keep using it because it's creating this thing that I always wanted to see. It's like your selfish self always wanted to see something, because if you don't have the capacity to create it, or if you have the capacity to imagine it, then you have the capacity to create it. And if you couldn't physically create it without a computer creating it for you, then it wasn't your idea, it wasn't your creation anyways. It's something you're stealing out of the collective consciousness that wasn't for you, because you can't create it unless it's artificial intelligence. So you're synthesizing a an actual creation from source that you got as a download from the collective consciousness. Like, that's low frequency. It's weird. But yeah, many of you guys, you won't feel good about that. You won't feel good about that. And that's why also the AI, they're tapping into all this stuff for monetization and all this other stuff. Not monetization and monitoring as well. So you know, you feel that your 85-year-old mom gets recharged when she's angry. Well, because demons do, when they get like snippety, when they're like, well, I'm gonna fucking, I feel like I'm making the assumption that you spit in my eye, so I'm gonna spit a loogie back in your eye and put a cigarette butt out in it. That it's low frequency. It's the ability, it's lack of self-control. Lack of self-control, right? For me, okay, like everything what I say, is it necessary? Everything what I channel, is it necessarily my own personal belief system? No, but after I channel it and comes out, I'm like, oh, okay, like I sit with it. I sit with it. I don't just say, oh, fuck that or this or that. Like, it's just my job, because I don't know who is supposed to be receiving the message sometimes. It's not my job. It's just my job to say. I'm just a messenger. That's why they say don't shoot the messenger. Because remember, when the messengers used to be sent, they used to do that intentionally, because sometimes they would get so angry at the message that they would shoot the fuck messenger and be like, take this message back. And like, how can they take the message back if you fucking killed them? But that's kind of why they did it, is to create the end between. And actually they created a lot of other things. There's so much about the written and doing all of that and leaving loopholes so someone else could have changed it and blah blah blah, whatever. Anyways, we're moving on from all that. But absolutely, when people hurt other people, when people get angry, when they let that overcome them. Now, I'm not saying people don't get sad or people don't get angry or people don't get whatever, but it's different if you're transmuting it. Like, putting it into a piece of art or creating something or going for a run, physical activity, something like that, versus attacking other people, you know? So you begged them to stay, the rush you just felt. Yes. Damn right on the karmic justice. Yeah, it's just what's going on. What usually happens when someone goes to you, what payback usually happens to them? I don't know. You love telepathy. Yeah, telepathy is tight. Um, if somebody ghosts you, here's what I would have to say. If somebody ghosts you, there can be different reasons why. Okay. If I would check in with myself and with my guides. Is there something like I like to do muscle testing and I like to ask, like, is there something that is preventing them, right? Like, is there an extenuating circumstance that is preventing this person from being able to contact me? Right. And I'll get like a yes or a no. A no is like, well, um, and you'll see that because sometimes they're just like, oh well, the phone got lost or something happened or their device is fucking hacked or whatever. It's also part of it, but also don't fucking hold on to it so much because the reality is if they wanted to they would. So the thing is if they ghost you, you got to understand, like, then they're not for you, right? That maybe your frequency is too high for them, and like maybe your previous self or morals or values or standards were maybe not where they should be, and so instead this person has now ghosted you because they're not trying to match, or they just, again, there's a lot of manipulators, right? We're eradicating the narcissistic grid line, period. The narcissistic grid is being eradicated. This is what's going on. So if this person only love bombed you to just hook up with you, to just make sure that you are in love, to just go away, what they're doing there is they're siphoning your energy. They're now harvesting your energy. So they're harvesting your energy is what you're doing, of what they're doing. So you have to release it because the more you're like, oh, when are they going to call? Why won't they? Blah, 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 blah. Like, I just fucking cut everybody off. I was just like, I don't care if you're my soulmate or my twin flame or whatever. Like, boom, either you're going to fucking show up, either you're going to figure out how to, like, it's not that complicated. Like, it's not that complicated. It's not that complicated. I have 4 Instagrams. I have a YouTube, you know what I'm saying? And then really simple is I have my PayPal. So all they have to do is pay a few dollars to fucking put a message in there, to leave me a message if they really wanted to. Like, so I'm just on that note where um, you know, I'm done waiting, I'm done anticipating because it's energy harvesting. It's energy harvesting. So you gotta stop, drop, and roll that shit out of your system because they're harvesting energy out of you. And that's what you don't want. Yeah. You gotta say, call your power back to you. I call my power back to me from every person, place, space, time, realm, dimension. I'll do those. I keep saying, I've been saying this for like 3 months, but I forget. Traumatic brain injury, new brain, I call it. Um, okay. So it's important to speak the truth. And if anybody doesn't, if someone doesn't have the baseline consideration to figure out how to get a hold, like it could be something happened and maybe they fucking lost your nut. I don't know. Like, I don't really know. You got to kind of tune in with it. But the reality is You can use a pendulum or a muscle test as a quick way. Is a quick way to just tune in and see, is there something that's preventing them from contacting me? Okay, there's something that's preventing someone from contacting me. I'm pretty sure because all of my devices are fucking blocked and hacked. I'm not blocking people. People are blocked. People are trying to send messages. People are trying to call, but my phones have been disconnected for 3 or 4 months. So literally, people got to write a message, but people also got to know I'm being like my devices are hacked. And that's why I tell people consistently the best way they can get a hold of me if they really want to fucking say something is to send to join the raffle. You can even just make it look like nothing. I'm joining the reading raffle. And you can put a question in the reading raffle. That's what it says. If you guys watch that little 10-minute reading raffle video, it talks about what you do, if you want me to address it online, and if you want me to use the name that you have there or the name that you would like me to use to address the question. So literally, it can be totally top secret, but it's like, this is the type of shit, right? Like, I wish it wasn't like that. I wish that I could just receive the emails. I wish that I whatever, but it's just what it is, right? I can feel telepathically, yes, but I also shut it down because it's like I'm tired of it. It's draining me. I'm not playing guessing games just because I can just because I got a crystal ball and can foresee doesn't mean this isn't a fucking game. I'm done. That's how I feel. I'm done with the guessing games. If someone's going to make you guess, if someone's going to make you wonder, clarity is love. Communication is love. Truth, honesty, directive is love. So don't give energy to anything else. You're concurring to that. So you're telling the universe, I like when people treat me like this. But you're like, but I don't really like that they ghosted me. But I'm giving it more energy and I actually want them to call me back. No, if that person did that to you, use your intuition, not your emotions. Emotions are energy in motion. So sit with them and let the energy move. Move to safer shores. Thank you for this energy. Let yourself cry about it. That's what I said every day for 21 days. Thank you for this lesson. Thank you for this experience. I'm releasing the need for closure. I'm releasing the need to receive the call back, blah, 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 blah. And maybe after you start doing that, who knows? Maybe the person is going to actually fucking call back. I feel like, yeah, I don't know. Like, and the reality is you don't like, we don't know what's going on. Like, there's so, like, right now with all of the data and the digital and stuff like this, because a lot of the systems and things can be hacked. Like I said, it's the draconian, it's the fucking draconian overlords. It's this dark overlord shit. And so it's very possible, for instance, like if it was like a high level connection too for some people. I'm just picking up on this. I don't know. I don't feel that yours was a high level connection, just for clarity, because I am picking up on the energy of it, Heidi. Um, I feel that you wanted it to be, but what I feel from you is there was a lot of love bombing going on. That you know, that they wanted something, and when they got it, that was it. It's just like the energy that I'm picking up on. Sorry, I'm gonna sit back because my spine is really hurting. So anyways, guys, so the reality is just create that little mantra, and when you start doing that, then you're basically letting the universe know every day, I'm ready to receive. I'm open and ready to receive. I'm open for something new. I'm only available for health, wealth, abundance, and love. I'm only available for high frequency beings that can match my energy, that can match my energy. Am I free? No, but really, yeah. And you got to be okay to let all these other things go, because part of them are masks are other versions of ourselves that we have been wearing, masks that we have been placing on, saying, oh, but I really am okay with this. No, I'm not okay with it. Feminine doesn't chase. Feminine doesn't wonder. If a masculine leaves you in wonder, they're fucking wearing a mask. They're entertaining something or someone else or whatever. But really, this is the energy. They're falling. They could potentially be being removed from from being able to communicate with you because they may have had ill will or bad intentions to hurt or to harm you. So look at it as redirection. Yeah. Stay in a happy place. Anything that makes you sad or miserable or feel less than or lonely, stay on your high flying disc. Stay in this happy space. And that's how you get your wish fulfillment. But if they can keep you in fear, in lack, in separation, in lust, in greed, whatever, if they can keep you, then they can keep harvesting your energy. I really feel that whoever this was not they may have been playing a good person, like that you may have thought that they were like religious or spiritual or something like this, that they were good. But I think it was a mask, just to be real, Heidi, because it's what's coming out. It was a mask. And so what you see, so what my guides have been telling me and what I've been picking up on is that um, they're blocking out a lot. They're blocking out a lot. They're blocking out people that are here to try to gain monetary outcomes. They're blocking out people that are trying to attack. They're defending, but they're also people that are defensive and trying to take something that belongs to you or whatever. It's like they're not going to be able to. It's like the guides are blocking access. Yeah, especially if people are fabricating. Yeah, 100%. Look, this is a guide. This is the Hierophant is like, the higher level of spirituality, the commitment, right? Defending, holding on to these lies, right? The Ace of Swords in reverse is lies. This is really and smear campaigns, the devil. So these people are trying to defend their bad choices, their lies, their attacks that they've been doing, these demonic things that they've been doing to keep your energy, to keep your physical energy, your mental energy, whatever, right? They want to keep you in fear. They want to keep you fighting for it. They want to keep you wondering. They want to keep, you know, fabricating shit. And you just got to walk away. Sometimes when you walk away and release, that's when actually this a new cup of love enters. But when you sit here pondering for too long instead of walk the fuck away, you know, you're not making the space. Which is kind of like what I'm picking up on. So yeah, it's just you got to understand we're collapsing these old paradigms, these old grids, and the major old grid is this narcissistic grid. It's these megalomaniacs, these pedos, these all these other things that are no longer of they're no longer sustainable in this new era, in this new world. They got to go. You know, they got to go. And as we're dipping into the what's our light inside of ourselves, we realize that we're creating this. So when I realized, okay, I'm creating my reality, you know what? My reality is I'm not like I'm creating I'm creating an I'm creating a reality where people respect, where people love and respect, right? Where people honor, where people support, where people communicate. And I was like, yeah, and I was like thinking about it and then I like went for a drive and this song came on and it was like I wish I could remember what the song was, but it was like this reggae song, and it was like saying like she's my keeper, or I'm gonna keep her. Uh, I would never leave her. Something like it was like a series, you know. And it was like, it was like, no, that's my person, that's my person. I'm not going to let them get away. I'm not going to like that, um, she's a real pleaser. And she'll always be a keeper, and I would never leave her. And I was like, damn, how's that for some, um, look at that. The lovers come right up. And the Ten of Cups. I would never leave her. You guys are going to have a past life. I mean, this can be somebody else. You could also have past loves returning, okay? This is making a new family. These lovers are coming in and making a new family. And that's the reality, right? Is somebody wants to show up and give you love, they're going to show up and give you love. They're going to figure out how to make it happen. It doesn't matter if you're on this side of the world or the other side of the world. They're going to say like, all right, you're single? That's tight. Here comes the King of Cups. Has done all this work. That's healed. That's no longer in hermit mode and ready to step forward. Ready to reap their rewards, their harvest. Yeah, look. The 7 of Coins and the 3 of Wands with the Strength. So yeah, this is somebody that it's like they planted all the seeds. They're waiting for their harvest to come in. The 3 of Wands waiting for the ships to come in, and it's like they've done their healing. They got the strength, right? All good. All good. All good. Anything else we need to know? Anything else collective needs to know? Yeah, watch out for these demons. Watch out for these entities. And literally just know that sometimes things or people or situations, places, jobs, people are removed intentionally. There's a whole lot of unseen, right? I think what's going on is maybe this person could have had some type of sexually transmitted demon, or they're entertaining multiple people. Also strong Capricorn energy, the devil's Capricorn energy. But it's being overcome to your pleasures. It's being overcome. It's lusting. It's fucking for pleasure. It's fucking for spell work or magic or sex magic, or it's having shallow connections. It's hookup culture. It's swipe culture. Okay? Protect your energy. Stay strong. Protect your energy. The reward is coming. And it's a whole new world. No, but for real. It's a real lover. It's a real family, whether this is a family from this lover or a new family that you create from friends or from ideas of things that what work for you, what you love. Now you may have like for some of you guys, you may actually have a different family that you didn't know about, that people didn't tell you about. You may have a whole nother family. What is this? You may also have family that's working to prevent you from getting whatever's yours. That's preventing you from letting this truth come out. Somebody, they don't want this truth to come out. Yeah. They want you to shut the fuck up, collective. And if that's what they want, that's exactly what you shouldn't do. I'm not effective. You can't break my heart. What is that? What is that saying? Sticks and stones can break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Well, this is exactly what I thought of when you were asking about can words hurt people? It's been coming up a lot lately. Sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt you. And what I'm picking up on is like these people, because the work that they did, because of all the effort that they did to try to devalue your truth or devalidate, validate, to devalidate. I'm like, what's the word? Validation. To devalue your truth, your work, your ethic, right? All the work and all the stuff that they put in towards that is going to come back to them. Now, what I've been picking up on also is that they will lose their capacity to come near collective if their intentions are ill will, low vibrational. If you have leaped and you're in a higher frequency, then they have to meet you at that frequency. You don't go down, they have to come up. That's just what it is. And some of them don't want to do the work. Some of them don't want to do the work. Some of them want to keep trying spells. And many of them have been trying these spells. They've been trying these death spells. They've been trying these obsessive spells, these love spells, these victory spells, these truth, whatever. I don't know. They're doing it, but they're not being victorious. It's not turning out good. And the truth is coming out. Oh, okay, that's what it is. That's what it is. Many of them are exhausted because now they understand that the only way out of it, the only way to get this victory, and the only way to not end up dying after having done all these spells is to apologize, to actually take accountability and offer an apology and actually tell the truth. Yeah. Yeah. These people abandon you. They wanted you abandoned. They wanted you out in the cold. A lot of these were your family members or maybe even lovers. The truth has to come out. They have to tell the truth. And it's like either they tell the truth and try to contact and apologize and tell you the truth, or they're going to be locked up and they're going to have to apologize to you. And then they're going to have to apologize to an entire global audience. Many of them almost are like, fuck this, you know? Um, Many of them be like, okay, yeah, they may want to make an apology to a public audience. And that's not going to just work. It's not going to just work like that. It's like, before they can do something like that, the apology needs to be made and cleared and the fact checked with the other person that they're apologizing to, you know? So if that makes sense. He's locked up. Yeah, some of them may be locked up. Yeah, they're in depression. Yeah, they're in depression because they work with this fucking Queen of Pentacles, because they work with this Earth sign, because they try to take your stability. They tried to destabilize you by putting you in a state of depression, and they try to destabilize you by blocking your work, making blocking in action. Yeah, and they thought they could break your fucking heart, collective, and you guys were like, nope, never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it. You guys are like, nope, I'm gonna stay in this meditative state here, and I'm gonna wait because the universe told me I'm about to have this offering. And I don't care what these dumb little people say because it don't mean shit, right? Page of Wands in reverse. And Texas for red rum, the older brother. Yeah. Yeah. And this is what, and so here's the idea. I mean, here's the reality, right? Is like things like this, we're going to start seeing things like this because people are literally, maybe they feel abandoned or something. Look at you guys. I can't make this up. Because they're having this abandonment wounds, or they're feeling like they didn't get as much love from the parents or the mother or whatever, and they're jealous. This is jealousy. Jealousy, greed, envy, lust. Literally. Look at who's here with the family. Wakasha. Because they're jealous, because they're envious, and literally they're willing to. And this tells you the level of who's actually insane and who's not insane, whose level of mental whatever, because it's like you would actively attack and hurt somebody else. You would kick somebody else when they're down, or you would try to unalive them or destroy them or their life
or their reputation or their belongings. You know, that's a choice. That's a hard choice, but that's a hard, bad choice. That's a hard no. Him and the family are doing shit they don't think you can see. Yeah, and that's what it boils down to, lady, is like, yeah, they're just like over here running games because they're trying to gain power. They're being ran. It's this reptilian shit. Something's going to be solved as far as that's concerned. It's like this Jezebel spirit energy and this reptilian shit. It should be solved or at least underway or brought to light by Leo season or within Leo season. They're not going to be able to defend it anymore. They're trying to work on it. They're trying to figure out how they can, but it's not happening. They're just gonna, their mask is falling, and that's the reality. Is people that people that are wearing a mask will get defensive. People that are demonically possessed will get defensive. Now, people say, well, sometimes you get, blah, 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 and I'm like, I channel energy. So when different people hop on my stream, for instance, and they're channeling something like this or something dramatic, then sometimes the energy can raise, sometimes it can soften. It, like, basically, I have an agreement. Um, yeah, your sister's dirty ass is helping. Well, my brother's fucking bitch is the one doing it. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're gonna get the cash out. We're gonna win. The light wins. Love wins, bro. Love wins. Just hang on. Hold on for one more day. I know the. How does it go? I know. Won't you hold on for one more day and you break free from the chain? Something like this, right? So, yeah. See how this Wheel of Fate looks a bit like the Grim Reaper? It means we're about to get cashed out, collective, and these people are going to be cashed out, but cashed outside. Cash me outside. How about that? Is what the Reaper is saying. You know, we don't have to fear. People get aggravated. People get defensive when they're trying to defend their shitty character. For me, I had an agreement with the angels and the guides and the ancient deities and all of them, right? I had an agreement. I said, okay, I get to go between all the realms. I get to communicate with all of you guys, right? I get to communicate with the dead and all the other ones, right? And I get to see all these things and experience it, right? Only I am not cool with going into a full state of possession or a full state of trance channeling, is kind of what I explained to them, right? To where it's like, I don't want to be tuned out. So you guys are going to be able to come through, but I'm going to be the most predominantly present because I want to be in control. I want to be aware of everything, not to be in control, but to have control to some extent, right? Because it's like, until I start working with other people where I know that they're safe in order to like open up again to trans channeling, and I've experienced it where you're still aware, you're still there, but it's like other voices and stuff coming through. So I said, because of the nature of the messages that you want me to express, it can't be in the state of sounding or feeling or like possession in any way, because there's a lot of people that get that a little bit mixed up and they think then you're working with under like dark shit or whatever. And so I told them, I'm down. I'll deliver the message. I'll be open to talking to all of you. A lot of people and channelers will deal with like the oversouls, like of their soul group, or like the collective. But other people are very specific to like the little specific groups, right? Like the channelers that were channeling Raw, like Abraham Hicks, Esther Hicks is channeling. She called that little collective of energy Abraham, right? Bashar, right? They're channeling different different groups. So I said, okay, I'll be open to all of you guys because I have the capacity to go between all the different realms. Some people are more here, and so they can deal with a little bit of angelic realms. Some people are more galactic, like with Shar, right? Like more, so they can deal with more of the alien frequencies. Some people are more underworld or afterlife, right? The medium type energy. And some are like me, where we can tap all of it. And so because of that, I'm like, I don't want people to confuse the channeling or whatever. And I know somebody, like, sometimes people come on here and are like, oh, schizophrenic chat. Like, bro, like, if I fucking see that shit again, you're gone, bro, because I don't like, no. We're here as a collective. And while I'm giving out my time, like, the least people can do is just give respect. Hey, is it Duffy or Daffy? Hey, Daffy. Yes, it does. The kids will rejoice. Yes. Great nails. Thank you. They're still here. I actually lost, I almost lost one. Well, I did lose one tonight and then I glued it back on. But I'm keeping them. I was gonna go and get them redone and change them because I need to. And then I decided I have to wait until some on this side start coming off because I don't like to take them, like I don't like to ruin my nail to take them off. But I like to keep them. I like to keep the set so if I ever want to apply them later. And I was like, oh, I don't want her to change them. I don't want her to, because if she redo, if I go back, then she'll take them down and fill and do whatever. And I'm like, oh, I don't want that. I want to keep them, so I'm gonna wear them for a bit longer, so I can actually get all the little ones and have a full little set. Isn't that cute, right? I love them. I love them. They're my blue moon. No, they've been here for more than a month, so they're still good. Hi, Cheryl. So, anyways, you guys. Yeah, we don't have to worry. We have happiness. Say, don't worry about nothing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be all right. The best thing to do, the best piece of advice I can leave you guys with is basically stay in this state, right? Stay in this sun energy, stay in this vibrant sun energy frequency, this love light energy. And as long as we keep focusing on the beautiful outcome and the light and not hyper focusing on the dark, and people say that, well, you blah, blah, I'm just a messenger, bro. Like I just channel the message. What comes out, I read. Why? Because people lie. The cards don't lie. The angels don't lie. Entities and spirits can lie if you don't specify and you don't know or aren't aware of who you're bringing in and who you're communicating with. You're open, just like a Ouija board, to fucking dark spirits and entities. So make sure when you guys are saying your protections and your things that you're saying to who it is, to your angels, to your archangels, to your ancestors, to the universe, God, source, creator, the most high goddess, you know? Be specific, be specific, and make sure that you're blocking any other, like that's why I say the prayer at the beginning every time, because I want to make sure that we're not, that everything that we're calling in is of the highest vibrational frequency with the highest, best possible timeline and outcome for everyone here, for everyone that comes. So even if they're cross watchers, even if they're haters, whatever level that they are on, I still hope that they make it to their highest timeline. You can do it, like, don't go away mad, just go away. You can do it away from me. Like, I don't have to help you through it. I don't have to work with you and hold your hand for it. But I good luck, you know, good luck. Positive vibrations. Yeah. So yeah, guys, just stay in that happy space, because the more people that start hyper focusing on the positive, on we're gonna start growing our own food, or we already are, we're doing these collectives, or we're protecting the children and the earth, and we're staying happy. The more that we get in these modes, the less that these other entities and low frequencies are going to be able to touch us. And that's basically what it is. So part of the people ghosting, or part of the people being removed, can quite well be, what do you call it? It can be a divine redirection. It can literally be a divine intervention, a divine redirection. You love my nails too. Thank you, Anna. I know. I think this one is my favorite. This one is my favorite. I don't know if you guys can see it. You see it? It's like a little, it's almost like a mirror or like a black hole. I'm not really sure. It's really interesting though. It's not. I love them. I love them. It's like the small things, right? The small things like this brings me and everybody else so much joy. So yeah, just remember that if you can conceive it and you can believe it, then we can achieve it. And the more that are on the same outcome, the more that are aligned with the same outcome, the faster we are going to manifest it, the faster it's going to manifest, and the more we're going to see it, right? Like I've been pumping matriarchy meow out for a year, but like I'm seeing the ripple. I'm seeing the ripple. The world is feeling the ripple. The world is like, wait, maybe we should try something new. Maybe the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Also, maybe we should physically remove people and put new people in new places to make this new path. Yeah, Empress. Oh yeah, matriarchy meow. Like I don't know what else to say because that's literally yeah. Look the world. Look at it. We're gonna have a new world, guys. New earth, new era. Out with the old and in with the new. Okay, guys, I'm super tired. I gotta clock out of here, but love is on the horizon. Heartache is out. We're not gonna let these people affect us. It doesn't matter what they say, if they stalk, what they're doing. Don't let it don't let it fuck with you. You know, keep on going. Just keep swimming because what they're trying to do is literally keep you in fear, lack, loss, separation, scarcity. These are tactics. That's how they keep you in the lower frequency grids. Yes, the small things are the biggest. Exactly. Hello, Michelle. Nice to meet you. Sometimes the little things are permanent too, like a tattoo. Yes, I love my tattoos. Okay, guys, as always, I just want to say thank you. Again, if you guys are interested in, I do personal and private readings, but I'm not taking any that are under 30 minutes to an hour now. If you want to join my 5 on it reading raffle, there is directions and information on a video. There should be a link for another YouTube link in the information box below this video that will take you to the raffle. It's $5 or €5, but you've got to follow the steps. You only get to join the raffle if you follow the directions. It's only 5 directions. It's not very complicated, okay? Um, so yeah, join in on that. When I get to 25, I will be giving away 7, maybe 8. I didn't even see today if there was any comments or anything like this. I didn't actually see uh how many. Oh my god, I have 1,000 subscribers. You guys, I made it to 1,000 subscribers. Is that real? That's awesome. You guys, I love you guys so much. Amazing. I know it was at like 969 and I was like at something and like so um today we are at 1,000 subscribers. That's awesome. You guys, oh, I love you guys so much. I love your love, infinite blessings, love and light. That's so beautiful. Thank you guys. I'll have to figure something out. But what I already figured out is the reading raffle. And it's the only way I can give more than I do right now. The five, I'm sorry, yeah, the 5 on it reading raffle. Is for 25-minute private session, a personal session. So whether you want to talk to people that have passed, pull cards, get clarity on work, on love, or whatever, it's one question, but we will get in depth, and it's a 25-minute session, and I'm giving out 7 of those 25-minute sessions. We'll give 8. I'll give 8. We just got to get 25 people to participate. Right now we have 5 or 6 people, so not that many more. $5 is really good. It's a $220 value to have a 25-minute reading with me. I charge $360 for an hour. Okay, like it's about 48 minutes. Thank you. Yay, congratulations. You love how your eyebrows and eyeliners and nails match. Yes, thank you. It's actually my I did this. This is like 2 or 3 colors of the pink. This purple, the eyeliner is purple, and the mascara is actually Yvonne Saint Laurent is very blue. It's my favorite. I did have another one for a really long time. I also have a purple mascara, but this one is so blue, right? Like, and it does match. It's super great, right? Thank you for noticing. I love it. Yay, I'm the star. Beautiful. Hello, you're new here. Welcome. Miss Intune. Cool name. Yay. What is this? Rampant illusions. Okay. Yay. Congratulations. Yeah. Thanks for the love. As always, guys, if nobody told you today or ever in life, because I've been noticing that's kind of a thing, you're awesome. You're amazing. You matter. People care. You're beautiful. Um, I'm proud of you. You're on your own, but you're not alone. You got this. Just keep going, moving through it. We're here. If you're new here, subscribe, become part of the collective. Uh, like, comment, share, subscribe. All of your love and your energy and your donations come back 7 to 10-fold in the way that you need them. Um, they sell it at Sephora. It's not from Sephora. Is it from Sephora? No, but they sell it at Sephora's at some spaces, wherever you are on a, not everywhere, but um. So yeah, I'm proud of you guys. Keep going. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. It's like the little engine that could, right? We're literally almost to the top of the hill. And I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Change it to I know I can, I know I can, I know I can. When the little train gets to the top and it's like, I thought I could, I thought I could, I knew I could, I knew I could, and starts going faster. The new era. Welcome to the new era. KNEW. You already know. Excuse me, you already know. This is things that we're already aware of. So tune into your intuition. It's very strong. And you guys will notice the more that you're tuned in and the more that you're in alignment, the more that all of these other things are going to, excuse me, why have hiccups? Start to fade away. Maybe somebody's drinking. Don't drink so much. If you guys are drinking too much, don't drink too much. I feel like somebody showed up that's been drinking. Yeah, the best you can do right now is be clean and clear. If you are not in a divine sacred energy exchange type of connection, do not participate in hookup culture. Try to do your best if you know, if you're capable, if you have self-control to maintain some type of celibacy, to maintain some type of clear and keeping your system. Spirits, drinking spirits, probably not a good idea. It's really easy for them to hop in and jump when you're doing a lot of substances or drinking or people, hookup culture. It's really easy for these apparitions of sorts to hop board of your vessel, right? Especially if you're a light warrior, a light being, starseed, indigo, crystalline, rainbow. If you're out here and you're doing the work, then you're going to start to notice that things are eliminating because you're manifesting in, right, a new era, a new reality. And in this new reality, the parasitic, vampiric things aren't good. We don't want them. We don't want them. We don't want them metastasizing. We don't want them taking over the host, right? And that's kind of what it is, our collective. So, as always, guys, infinite blessings, love, and light. Um, and, fuck the patriarchy, matriarchy, meow. I will post, I keep forgetting to post the matriarchy, meow, empty one. I will go and do it right meow. And yeah, man, we got this. As always, um, oh. Well, they don't have it out here. I can't find it out here. I've only been able to get it from the opposite side of the world. I got like I had these dumb housemaids that stole some of it, and they're just like, oh, well, it was just my ex was like, it's just a tube. I was like, this tube of mascara is 40 fucking dollars per tube. It's not just a tube of mascara. That bitch knew what she was fucking taking when she took them. But yeah, I bought like three of them before last year, two or three of them. Someone's already stole one. I have two. So yeah, it's a real thing, but maybe it's very near. Um, you're very welcome for the inspiration. Oh, you're drinking water. Maybe you helped me to drop the hiccups. See, it's a thing, right? It's the collective. You just like, you just like hold your breath, or you take the drink, and then boom, 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 boom. You never know, right? Also, it could have just been someone that was like drunk scrolling past. We don't really know, right? I just pick up on the energies that are moving. You just pick up on the energies that are moving through. Um, but anyways, you guys, we got this. We got this. We're all in it together. And yeah, I appreciate all your love. And I can't believe it. I made it to 1,000 subscribers. Last year when I started doing this, when I got really back into I didn't start doing this last year. I've had this YouTube channel. I've been doing it for 7 years now. And last year when I kicked my ex out, uh, it's like, what are you going to do? Everybody wanted me to make art. I guess they want me to share this story. So I'll share the story with you guys before I bounce out because they gave me a lot of energy for it. Let me take a drink of water. So so something I realized is when we make art, right? Artists are major transmuters, especially of chaos magic, okay? Sex magic and chaos magic. We can really tap it and create really beautiful art, really beautiful masterpieces. The only thing is what I started realizing in writing songs, in writing lyrics, and making art, and transmuting the energy, right? Thank you. In transmuting the energy, um, it's like we're taking their trash energy and transmuting it for them. And so what I decided, what the guides told me, what Lilith told me, she was like standing on business, and also Cleopatra. She came through. Isis, Cleopatra, and Lilith were like, fuck no, you're not transmuting any more of this energy for any of these asshats. And so they came through and they told me, they show me this, like basically like legends never die. You know how people become legends, how people go down is like by dating, hurting, like whatever, artists or musicians, right? Artists, writers, musicians, poets, whatever, writers, poets, musicians, artists, like something like this. And the reason why is because we make these people immortal by transmuting their energy and by making it a thing. And so they told me that in doing this light work and in doing this spell work, that it was basically um vital. It was almost like futile that um uh that I wasn't transmuting it like this, because I was like, oh, well, isn't that what they wanted me to do? It's like, yeah, that's what the industry wanted me to do. That's what the deletes wanted me to do. They wanted me to start writing all this stuff from being sad and all these heartbreaking love and blah 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 blah, betrayal and dumb shit. Like, and I'm just like, I already was breaking up with this. Like, we already were going through it from like month 6 or 7 of being together. I'm surprised we made it 2 years. Um, but I did my best to try to be supportive. I did my best. I dropped like 30 million, I mean, in Indonesian rupiah, plus something like that, on him to, sit with the therapist, sit with the healer, to have sessions to do like that weren't with me. I had, I did this, I did that. I bought him fucking Gucci glasses. I literally did the most to attempt to make sure it wasn't just me saying deuces, because I like, you're overwhelming me. No, it was me seeing the patterns, and the longer that I stayed, the more that I realized I was being poisoned and all this other stuff. And so that's why the guides told me basically, you cannot transmute this energy. And if you start to do that, if you start to put it into love songs or writings or whatever, that's what the industry is going to succubus off of. And that's what we don't want. Okay. You don't want to transmute their energy for them. And as long as you hold that energy and you keep that energy and you refocus that energy inwards, then what happens is it returns to sender. Then it can actually go
they can do their job, right? Like the higher ups and the angels can then do their job and basically, nail them, um, instead of you transmuting the energy, because that's what they want, is they want you to um transmute the energy, right? Because it's cleaning and clearing and transmuting the energy for them. And so it's what we don't want to do. We don't want to keep them, we want to eradicate them from the timeline. So I'm like, all right, so that's why I'm like, all right, then I'm just not gonna like, if people are gonna steal and do this and copy and la 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 la, and they're gonna make me transmute the energy, then I'm just gonna put all the energy back in towards me. And then I started putting in every day. And he's like, you didn't even do anything. I thought you were gonna make some art or do something, and all you did was do lives every fucking day, reading fucking tarot cards like anybody cares. Now I want to tell you, um, I've been doing this for so long. I've been doing tarot for so long, but I had the channel for 7 years. And when I started doing it, it wasn't about, what I was, the download that I received was, it was more about that the messages, like, because time is not linear. It's past, present, and future are all existing in this now, here moment, right? And so because time is not linear, it's like what they told me is like a lot of the readings, a lot of the information is timeless in a sense to when the then the person is supposed to receive it, they will receive it. They will come across it and they will receive it, and everything will happen when it's needed. And the most important thing is you're just a messenger. Just express the message. And when I started doing that, I stopped having so many crazy migraines because I was actually, what do you call it? Because I was actually just, uh, like, receiving all the messages, but not speaking them, because what people would say, not just necessarily about what people would say, but it also wasn't really that accepted. And so, and I had had to be cool about it because I've seen dead people and spoken to dead people in different realms of beings since I was very small, ever since I can remember. And so, you know, the reality is when I started doing this, they're like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many followers. It doesn't matter who receives it. The right people will receive the message when it's needed to be received. So last year I had about 200 and I think like 223, maybe 200 to 223. I remember because one of my friends was like, "This is my number," and I was like, "Oh, that's crazy," but I had that many people, and so every day, literally almost every day since then, I've been going live. Like, there was a point where they cut off my Wi-Fi and they cut off the power and they did all of this. There was a point towards the end of the year where they were blocking me because they didn't like all the information and all the stuff that was coming out. And then as I dropped the info on a few, I don't know, like a couple days ago, on the end of one of my the end of one of my channelings, I was telling you guys how I saw the actual incarnation of, Mr. Epstein, and how he came to talk to me to ask me, and this wasn't a dream, this was actually in physical reality here in Bali. And um, you know, I was like tripping out because it looked like him, but I was like tuning into the energy, and it was like, the whole conveyance was that he was a journalist and he was sharing the story, but he was asking me what to do. And I actually looked it up because I was telling you guys about this the other day. I looked it up because I was like, it happened in the beginning of the year. I was thinking like, when was I at my friend's spot? And then I was like, when did I leave my house? And I was like, okay, the third of January. Okay, so it was before I went up to the mountains. And so then I looked when all the files were released, and it was on January 30th. So he did in fact take that advice and say, okay, this is the right thing to do, even though he was like, but there's going to be a lot of kickback and a lot of people there's going to be a problem. A lot of people are going to come after me if I do this. And I don't know if it's the right thing to do. Like, can you please help me? Like, what is the right thing to do? And I was like, you got to do it. You got to speak the truth. Like, it gives me goosebumps. People deserve to know the truth. And so that's the reality is I think that they, for a while, they were trying to off me, they were trying to block me, and then they couldn't. They literally couldn't. And, some people can't understand that. Some people are like, oh, you're experiencing psychosis, or you're maybe schizophrenic, or you're. No, I'm of completely sane bill of health. I've seen a lot of people and neurologists and have a lot of fucking brain scans just to make sure. You dumb motherfuckers, just to be sure. So, anyways, just a double, triple check because I'm like that, right? And the reality is like, no, when you're dealing with people that are fucking running the world, that have like they're higher up, their control and their reach and their ability to do, experimental stuff and tap mind frequencies, and really, like, they're higher up than the highest level masons, because the masons are still doing their work. They're still running all of the religions that are getting everybody to take the sacrament as the blood and as the flesh and blood fucking the ritual, and so they're feeding off of all of that. They're literally at the fucking top, and the masonic shit is like here, you know so when people are like, "You're imagining," like, bitch, no, you're just not as important as I am. Your mission is just not that divinely guided. And maybe it was at some point, but you chose to be more low frequency by entertaining or being around low frequency things. Maybe in taking too much AI, quite possibly, because it's the draconian overlord order that's operating it. So they're tapping in to your frequency, just like they say the new apples can tell by your facial expression if you're fucking racist, if you're happy, how it's making you respond. Like, that's the level where we're at. So if you're sharing all your dreams and your wishes with things that are trying to fucking eliminate you, what the fuck do you think? Oh, you're not thinking because you're letting a machine do your thinking for you, because you're letting an artificial intelligence instead of using your own organic intelligence. And when you're using artificial intelligence, you are disconnected from your intuition. You have been infiltrated. They're telling me it's super hardcore. They wouldn't be so hardcore on me on it if it wasn't a thing. They literally show me, like, there's many possible futures or outcomes, but they literally been showing me for an extended amount of time that there's two very strong timelines that are, and one is very beautiful, utopian, like completely organic in nature, maybe like a solar punk type vibe. And the other is like dystopian. It's like the fucking Terminator. And just like, what was her name? Connor. She came back and was like, I posted this meme like months ago. There was the people that was like, Sarah Connor, like, side eyeing you, like, bro, like, que cazzo, bro, like, what are you doing, And so this is where we're at, kind of. And even though, like, all these movies were created, so we're like, wait a second, I remember the synchronicity in this. This makes sense. Actually, yeah, we don't want the machines taking over. And like, look at Palantir and all, like, look at what they're doing, bro. Like, come on, So, anyways, again, Ecosia has an AI, um, has a little AI helper on it, and they plant trees. They are an eco search engine and AI. So I don't know. Really, I'm not sponsored by them, but they sponsor the planet. They sponsor eco-friendly planet. I'll sponsor them. What's up, bro? You guys want me to give you shout out for your shit? I post it all the time on my Facebook, on my Instagram that goes to the Facebook. But anyways, stay in this centered space, right? The reason why people bow like this is so your head is below your heart. So your brain is below your heart space, because this is where everything is generating. And before it goes to your brain, it starts in your gut. Your serotonin and everything else is starting in your gut. So if you are maybe overweight or have bad eating habits, like, you are probably more mentally disturbed emotionally, and your body is probably reflecting that. It's not just what you eat, it's all of the dietary, what you're around, your surroundings, what you're watching, what you're inputting, how you're talking to people, about people, who you're talking, whatever. All of it is part of your diet. All of it. So, anyways, they showed me just very, do things that are more organic. Write. I've been writing. I stopped doing all the stuff. I was like, oh, okay, the tablet, because before I used to type on the tablet, they broke the tablet. And I was like, oh, okay, I just got to write this shit down. Why? Because they can't access that information. If you're signing, if you're writing, if you're doing cards, if you're making food, growing food, you know what I'm saying? If you're doing organic things, if you're playing actual instruments and not frequencies, because they're coming through, they can enter through the technology, the radio waves, the frequency, blah 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 blah, right? And they can manipulate I mean, people are like, "Oh, you did it, you're so crazy." I'm like, "Bro, did you not just see that? Do you not see all what they're releasing about the ultra files and all this shit, bro? Like, they're literally telling us, and you're still telling me you're imagining that. Like, no, you're living in an illusionary world, delusionary world, people. So get out of here. Um, Cole, there you are. How have you been? I haven't seen you in forever. I wondered where you were. I should, your buddy Stevia got super fucking rude. He got hella rude. He was telling me I was fucking in my. What did he say? He was saying some fucked up shit. He was saying some really mouthy shit, and then he was saying some. What did he say? Oh, that I look like I was in my late 50s, so I fucking blocked his ass. I think he got really. I think Cole that he got really weird when you weren't here, when he couldn't talk to you. I think he just needs a lot of attention. You got so embarrassed you didn't have the guts to come back. Why not? Why not, bro? Do unto others. Like, don't, if you troll people, expect to be trolled back. But everybody gave you love. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Do you have a spell on you? I don't know. I'm not gonna tune in. I was already tuning out, but the guys wanted me to share the story because I realized I hit 1,000 subscribers. I hit 1,000 subscribers. Woo, you guys! I love you guys. Um, but come back another time, Michelle. Come back tomorrow. Um, Amy Dutcher, fourth time watcher. Love you. Your energy's here to the next 1K. Yay. Thank you so much, Amy. I really appreciate it. I love all your guys' energy too. We are all just a reflection. I don't know what this is, Mr. Plaza. I see, oh, you're Pisces. And what is this other thing? I can't tell. What's the second one? Spoken realist. Thank you, lady. Thank you, Mr. Plaza. I'm wishing you luck. Um, yeah, you were randomly scrolling every time you joined, but your energy came through potent, and it was also very important for the collective, right? Because I think a lot of people didn't realize different things like that, right? Like the reason why bad things were happening to people is because these people were in doing intentionally trying to do things. And just one last thing to explain to you guys is a lot of the times when you start seeing, like, when these other spirits and beings or entities are taking over, sometimes they will do that. If these people they don't necessarily have to have addictions, but if they're in fear, if they're in lack, if they're in lust, if they're in jealousy, if they're whatever, envy or something like this, then they can enter. It's just lower vibrational frequencies, and they're just like, ooh, open spaceship, straight like Jack Sparrow style. They're just like, ooh, I'm gonna commandeer this one for a while, because they're in the pit of despair, which is low frequency, so we can board. It's like open boarding door, free boarding passes. So that's why I tell people, if you're not in a sacred energy exchange, do your best to stay celibate, to stay clean, to stay this. Like, even me, I'm like, wow, I ate some eggs and some other stuff, and I was like, I don't know, it's not that I don't feel good, but I'm just like, yeah, I really like I haven't been able. My little pregnant lady friend hasn't been there making the food the past few days, and I think it's like, okay, I'm like, okay, universe, you just want me to stop doing the same thing over and over again so we can start to see new realities. And then I went on this whole trek and I would try to go somewhere new. And yeah, I went to 3 different places and they're all closed because they're doing ceremonies. And then I ended up finding this other place. And I didn't want to, I wanted to go somewhere where I could use the card, not the cash, because I can't go back. I have to make a big mission at the bank on Monday. And I'm just like, I don't want to spend all the fucking cash. So, anyways, I ended up getting, so I had just to share something with you guys. I ended up getting twice, almost 3 times the amount of these. They're called satay lillet. They're fresh fish satay because I went all the way down by the ocean. And so for 35,000, which is basically like $2, I got like 8 or 10. Normally I get 4. And like a huge coconut. I already drank more than half the coconut, and then I put the coconut in here, and I already drank. Yeah, there was this much after I had already drank it, and then I still have this much more. And I got like this tempeh. But anyways, I got and I stopped there, you guys. I stopped there, trip out on this, because I was driving and I saw this Captain Jack Sparrow painting and Bob Marley at this in this other little warong next to it on the side of the road. So, anyways, it was just a random thing. I stopped and I went back, and they were super nice. These little girls were super nice, and they made it and they barbecued it up fresh for me. And then I went down to the corner and I went to get pay for the electric because I need to pay for the electric, and that's you can only be paid by cash. And I was like, crap. And then I try to tell them how much, and all these guys that this whole crew of like they had all these let me see if I can show you guys. They had these dope ass bikes. They had these Hondas, these souped up little Hondas, and not little, they were kind of big. Um, but they had all these Hondas and they were like super like they were there gonna check across islands or something like this. But hold on, I'll show you guys though. So anyways, I went there, and so here over here is a Bob Marley, and then here's the Jack Sparrow painting, right? And then this is my look at all these awesome little I get to bring my kitty home some food, and then I went by the ocean, of course, and then I saw this crazy cat, and I kept trying to take his picture, and then it kept coming out like crazy, and I was like, "All right, I'll take it. He must be very spiritual." Anyways, all these dudes were on these bikes, right? And I was like, "Wow." I was like, "Nice bikes or whatever." And I went inside and I was trying to get my electric paid, and the kid was like, "Shit, he put the wrong number." And he was like, "Do you have more cash?" And I was like, "I don't have more cash." And the guys on the bikes behind me were like, "Here, can we pay for your electric for you? Here you go." You know? I mean, they were just trying to I think they were trying to get water or whatever, but they were also trying to be kind. And then I think that they probably wanted me to come and like maybe have a drink with them, but they didn't actually ask me. So I was like, "Oh, I should have just gone over there and hung out," but I didn't. But we had a good laugh, you know. I asked them because my bike is so old. I have like a really old Honda. It's like 15 years, like the surf beach Honda, and like I call him Gramps, and he's just really really old. Like I've had him for 4 years, but my friends had him for 10 years before that, and these guys, I started up the bike or whatever, and I was like, because I was taking a picture of their bike, and they're like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, those are pretty nice. They're like fresh and new, and they had like all this extra stuff on them, and like fucking, they look like they're ready for a like an off-road adventure, you know, like for a long journey, you know." And I was like, "Wow, this is awesome." And they're like, and so I asked them, I was like, "You guys want to race?" And they're like, "What? Is this girl serious?" And I was like, "You guys want to race?" And they like laughed at me. They're like, "On that bike?" And I was like, "No, bro, I'm gonna race you on his bike." Because there's like all these brand new nice ass Honda bikes. So Honda, if you're out there, can I get a new bike? Like, I mean, I'll take one of those, but like, I could also, whatever. I'm just saying, I just put it out there while we're doing things, okay? While we're doing things. I've been killing this one. I mean, this one's been killing it forever, but it's like it's dying. He's old. Grandpa is old. Gramps is high. He's had his heyday. He can't go very far anymore. That's part of the problem. But anyways, aren't these really beautiful things? Because I was like, crap, I spent the money on the food and I needed it for the electric. And then he's like, fuck, we can't do this much. And the guy was like, here you go. And I'm just like, what? Amazing. Right? So when we take care of ourselves, the micro to the macro, and when we stay in this positive state, and when we give love and support back to other people the way that we want to receive it as well, not like people pleasing, but just good energy, Um, you know, like by the time I left there was like now 6 more people in that restaurant. They're just like, "What? Nobody ever stops here." But of course they want it. They're like, "Look at this bule, look at this white girl. She speaks really good Bahasa." I'm just like, "Well, actually not that good." But to them, I like to crack jokes and just like whatever, I can say enough, and so they love it. But yeah, so let that be something amazing for you because I was like, "Oh, today is Friday, Venus Day, right? So take care of yourself, do some self-care, right? Some love, some nurturing." And I was like, "Fuck, what I really wanted to do was go over, and my cat tried to get me to get up early, and I was like, "I don't want to get up early. I'm so tired." But she really was trying to get me to do it, and I didn't do it. And then I was like, "Oh, now I know because I told her I got to go and do this, and she knew I had to go and do it." So anyways, now I have to wait for the bank, but it's super lucky, right? Isn't that lucky? And yeah, I started the whole trek to go to this pizza place because I was like, I wanted to eat some other food, like not Indonesian food because I live in a village. And I was like, I'm gonna make this long trek, and I made this long fucking trek. Like it wasn't really long; it was a 20-minute ride on my bike, but um, but I went there and it was fucking closed, and then I went to this other spot and it was fucking closed, and then I was like basically ended up, and so it all ended up working out. But I initially went to go to use my cards. But the point is when you're like, I'm gonna do something good for myself, and I'm gonna take care of myself, and I'm gonna be happy and not limit myself, um, you will start to see that more pathways are created for you. Like I was like, all right, well, I'll just get it here instead of going to the ocean, even though I wanted to go to the ocean. I was just like, I'll just get it here. There's nobody here, and it will probably help their business, for sure. And I'll tag them, and it will help their business, and it will just be nice. And anyways, I ended up getting 3 times the amount what I would have gotten, and half of my electricity paid, which is awesome. So amazing. So life is awesome. Stay in that sun state, and know that good things are coming. It's like the world is conspiring in our favor, not against us. But I know us light beings do have a lot of crazy things and people that are, you know, um, whatever. But just realize that light wins, love wins. It's not if we're going to win. It's not a battle. It's not a losing battle. We win. It's already written. They're just trying to drag every last bit, like get their like hooks on their claws in for every last little instance that they can before they're gone, before they're eliminated. So eradicated, annihilated, incinerated because they perpetrated and didn't give any love. They took it. Imagine stingy motherfuckers out here charging us for everything that was free, including love. Haters. So, anyways, guys, as always, I love you. Thank you for all of your subscribes. That's so amazing. I can't believe it. I made it to 1,000. And so, yeah, last year when I started this, I basically gained what, like let's say 777, right? Lucky. Boom, boom, boom. Because I was at 220. Well, I was at 220, 233 or 223 or something like that. So we'll just say in 1 year's time, actually putting in the effort, I gained 777 new subscribers, you guys, and a beautiful community. And I don't have to worry about transmuting people's trash energy because we can be here as a beautiful collective. And they definitely weren't expecting that. But now, since all of this stuff is done, I started being able to make and create art because I'm not transmuting someone else's energy. Now I'm doing it out of my happy space, out of my creative space, out of my solar plexus, not idolizing, not immortalizing these bad people. Now, I still do think it's good that when people are making art based on what's going on in the world, and when people are making songs and stuff, I'm not against it. 100% for it. It's just my path. What they told me was do not put all of it, do not immortalize them. because it will let them be here for longer. Retract all of that energy back. Keep yourself clean, clear, closed, right? Lock in. And just don't transmute that energy. And when the time comes, you will be able to do that. And so now I'm really feeling that. But also, I'm like, well, I'm like, also was having a laugh with myself when I was driving home, when I was driving down to the beach and home about like, am I the artist formerly known as? Because I'm just like, I don't know if I want to do that type of art anymore. Like, I want to go more towards music and more towards just my spiritual journey because it's more, I receive better feedback. I receive better support. And it's not that I'm required to have somebody. It's just go where you're appreciated. Stay where you're appreciated, where you're validated, where people are um, respecting you and what you do. And that will be a huge leap forward towards your soul's mission or soul's purpose. Spoken the realist, you know what I'm saying? Live and direct. Ba-da-da, ba, ba. Amazing reads these past few days. Thank you. You should if you tune in and you start from about this time, like what are we in? July or August of last year, you'll see we go through a lot. I got information for days and yeah, but slowly. But yeah, it wouldn't be the same without you. So each person that shows up and each person that will show up in the future is energy that I'm tuning into. So the more that we build this beautiful collective and the more that I delete the people that are in here for the wrong reasons and keep the people that are in here, the more we're getting this juicy collective energy and the better that everybody is resonating with the reads, right? Because it's your energy, your oversouls are communicating with my oversouls, with my guides, and they're like, boom, comes in super fast. So, yeah. Heidi, you're 57. That's a great, that was a great year for cars. I know that's not the year you were born, but you're 57. Um, yeah, but you're probably fine. You're not, Heidi, I don't know. Oh, maybe, yeah, Heidi, you probably knew Steve, but yeah, I just don't, bro. I know he trolled me. I know he trolled me from my Bumble profile. And to any of the people that want to come here and do anything, if you didn't read the directions, which is like this is my job. If you want to listen to me, cool. And like in the first, it's only like five little sentences. It's like, here's it here. If you want to see what I'm like or hear what I sound like, and you can listen, if you can sit through one of my sessions and you still want to hang out, then you got to message me on one of my Instagrams. You will find them in my description box. If you guys want to see some of the other cool stuff that I do, check out some of my Instagrams. I've had a pretty amazing life, but it's because I've chosen to trust in the divine guidance. And that is the life hack is the authenticity, the truth, the authentic heart and the trusting, right? The not blind faith, but knowing, not just like, well, God's going to save me and I can fucking talk shit to this person or hurt this person. No, it's literally, I've been guided all around the world. And so I'm really excited because I know that I will be leveling up in this job and getting to travel around the world to do some of this work that I do. I help kind of move um, trapped spirits and energies out. And I've gone around and I didn't realize until after I left some of these spaces, like why was I sleeping? Why was I meditating? Why was I doing this for all this time, for months, some places? And people would tell me, oh, there was a huge war there. There was this. There was a lot of people that died there. There was people that were buried in that same place. I was like, what? Even in Venice when I was there, I couldn't leave and I was there on a full moon. I couldn't leave all night until after the sun come up. I tried to get out of that place so many times and they wouldn't let me. And then later on when I went farther down in Italy, I had this guy tell me, he goes, "Yeah, because there's so many souls, you release the souls." And I was like, "What?" And he downloaded me with a bunch of shit that I didn't even know. And he was like, "Yeah, in Venice, they used to lock all of the people under the city in these in the catacombs. And so when the moon would when the full moon would come, all the water would rise, and all you would hear is the screaming and the drowning of all these people that were down there. And it was kind of their way of eradicating or whatever, or maybe just it just I don't know, maybe it just happened. But he was like, that's why you couldn't leave because the souls needed you to make hold the portal open for them to exit from this tortured space. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. And then when I realized where I was, at this spot in Croatia, it was like the same thing. And I was like, what? And this other spot in France and this other spot in Germany. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck? I was led to the spot, like just led by, I don't know, I was just walking. I was just out walking in, in Berlin, and I just like went and I saw this river and I started walking down this road and I found this like secret little spot, and I was like, "What's in this barn over here?" And I was drawn to this barn, and everybody's like, "Why you want to go in there?" And I'm like, "What is this?" And they're like, "Oh, there's just a broken piece of wall." And I was like, "What?" And then later on, I found out that the reason why that piece of wall was in that fucking barn is that was actually the first space where the first piece where they first broke um the wall down. Isn't that crazy? And I was like, "Wow, that's so crazy." Like, um and so I've literally just been being led, and so I'm really really appreciative of all you guys. So much love. I appreciate all your love and your participation, because we're all beautiful reflections of each other, and the more that we connect with higher vibrational beings, the more high vibrational it will be. And that's why I know, thanks to all of your guys' continued love and support, um that I am going to get, like, I get so many goosebumps, that I'm going to get to really step fully into this calling and this soul-led position and get to go around. Like, I really want to, what do you call it? I want to discover more of these stones that the Mayans and the aliens and stuff left. They're like these artifacts. And I was told maybe like 10 or maybe 10 or 12 years ago, I don't know, maybe more, that the way that a lot of these artifacts were collected was through high level psychics or channelers, because when the guides take them in these other countries, it's like there's portals that they have to step through that are not actually in the desert or wherever, and then they go and they dig and then they find all these artifacts, but they're hidden. It's like they're hidden, like in different densities or different realms. So it has to be people that are actually able to open the portals to be able to do them. And I know that some of you guys, um, as you're stepping into your higher callings, like you'll understand that if you have these ancient galactic roots, that part of what they will do is be able to not use us, but help facilitate through us to activate or unlock certain things, this grid of consciousness, to actually evolve this grid of consciousness, which is super awesome. So I'm really excited for that. And yeah, just you guys being here and giving the love and support is so amazing, and I really appreciate it. Um, to infinity and beyond, it also helps to validate all the people that are out there trying to act like certain channelers, or people that are speaking with mediums, psychics, people that are speaking with the ETs and stuff like that. We're going to see a lot more of it. And so we're just paving this new path, and we're opening the expansion. And when people say, you're fucking on one, you're schizo, you're fucking delusional, you know what? I would rather be communicating with spirits and ancestors and ETs than being supporting the megalomaniac pedophilias and pretending like it's okay and still operating in their fucking system. So choose. You choose. I'm going to go towards a beautiful utopian fantasy where we can see the spirits and talk to past loved ones and ancient deities, and we can be gaining the wisdom from them. And because honestly, they want to come and drop us some more knowledge on how to build and higher levels of technology. But it's not going to happen while there's still it's like every movie or story, where there's like the hero and the villain or whatever. It's like, if this were to fall into the wrong hands, Earth would be doomed, and then we'd have to go on this mission to save the planet. Well, we're already on this mission to save the planet, because They already got their hands on some shit and they're already so wrapped up in the shit. So now we're already on this mission to save the planet. And so before they'll allow certain things like that to be found or activated, we have to eliminate, we have to eradicate the parasitic beings in nature. So be high vibe as possible. Um, don't don't attack other people. Hello, Natalie. Nice to see you. Peace to all in the live. Peace to you. God is great. Ha ha. How much does one cost? You are very sweet. How much does one cost? Well, I don't know what. You have to reiterate what you're speaking on. Love wins. Congratulations again, and thank you indefinitely. Thank you infinitely. Yes, you're very welcome. Powerful. Thank you, Natalie. 223. Bro, like when I was telling this story, oh my God, you guys, like that's what I'm saying. Like, couldn't I couldn't make this shit up if I wanted to, you know? Like, so perfect. Thank you. Hello, is it Sadie? 22, you love my nails. Thank you. Is that Cobalt or Royal? It's actually, I don't know the brand that made it, but I will show you. I actually chose it and had them do it because to look like beach glass. It looks like beach glass. You can't see it because I have such a big light above, but I'll put it here. So they're super see-through. It's really awesome, right? I don't know what I would describe it as, but yeah, I got them because you can see through them. So when I look up at the sun or whatever, they look like sea glass. And I was gonna go back and just have her do it, but I'm saving them. I need more of the I need these ones to start coming off so I can save them before I get a new set. Um, but all blues are good because the Syrians were blue, Atlanteans, Lumerians, uh, Lyrans, a lot of different high vibrational spiritual beings. Blue is connection to the higher realms, like especially in the tarot. You'll see that, especially with the high priestess. That's why she's wearing so many different shades of blue. It's higher levels of consciousness. It's consciousness that's collected to the higher ups. So right on. Yes, promotion. Yes, set the captives free. Yes, exactly. So I'm excited. And also I'm excited to, it's like I feel like my job will kind of be like maybe a little bit of a psychic detective, but also like, for instance, let's say there's things like history repeats itself, her story repairs itself, right? This is my catchphrase. So I feel like places where history, where they've deleted where they've deleted what happened as far as feminine and all of this stuff is concerned, I feel like this is a big part of my calling. Like what I will be going in to do is kind of tune in to what the actual um account was, like how maybe how people had passed, what the actual, because get a very clear yes or no, even when I'm reading text, even if the things have too much pesticide and stuff, like I can literally pick up on the energies. Like so intense, and all the people coming against me, it's like they're having their skills removed from them by divine for attacking the light beings. And what's happening is, um, even though their attack is being returned to sender, their skills or their gifts that they were given to be part of these light warriors that they chose not to, they chose to stay in these lower densities. And that's a choice. It's free will. It doesn't make them bad or evil. That's just their choice. Everybody has a choice. But what it's doing is it's actually giving us their gifts that they chose not to use because the gifts are still pertinent for the evolution of the consciousness and the species as we know it. So, yeah, cool, right? So, yeah, Incans have this in the Amazons and the Andes. Yeah, yeah. So they have it. So I know of it like in Mexico and more like South America. But that's what I'm saying is like, yeah, right? Like, let's do it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Word to your bone. Peace and love, my scooter. Yeah, my motorbike. Let's get it. Let's get. Come on. Come on. Let's get some new cruisers. Blue is calling. Yeah, blue. Yes, beautiful. Agreed. Thank you for your hearts and your loves. As always, guys, remember you're on your own, but you're not alone. We're all in this together. And when we keep positive vibrations, we collect and we feel that and we connect with that in the collective consciousness. So fuck the patriarchy, matriarchy, meow. And as always, I love you guys. Smoochy boochies, and thank you for your support. It wouldn't be the same without you. Ciao for meow. Zoe out.